Evening and welcome to Nellis Hall for this Red Raven basketball presentation on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network. I'm Shea Neal, alongside with me Chris Freund here tonight. Chris, good to have you back after missing last weekend.
I am so glad to be back. Now, don't get me wrong, I've absolutely loved watching both games, both Friday and Saturday on the Red Raven Sports Network. Absolutely had a blast, but there's nothing like being here at Nellis Hall to watch two great teams go at it tonight.
No doubt about it. And the Red Ravens, like you said, Chris, off to a great start, 3-0, three convincing wins. Of course, that Seminole team that they beat last Friday night was in the region or the national tournament last year after being Region 2 champions. So not just, three wins, Chris, but wins over Fort Scott, who took them to overtime last year, and a team that won their region in the region tournament last year. So it's not just a 3-0 start, it's a 3-0 start with a couple very impressive wins.
No doubt about it, and the thing that has just absolutely been awesome about this team so far is just the way they've been able to move, their speed, and the way they've been able to get to the boards and be able to crash the boards and just play together as a unit. You wouldn't know that there were 12 new players on this team just starting out.
No doubt about it, and I think, heading into this one, as we see both teams starting to get some shots up out on the court, this is going to be a fun matchup because obviously NEO, Coffeyville, pretty close to each other down the road, but not just the proximity, Chris, that makes this a rivalry. It's the talent level. This Coffeyville team, of course, always high expectations under Jay Herkelman. You heard it in the intro. He expects to be conference champions every single year. And this NEO team, even though they're 2-2, losses to Barton and Hutchinson. That's two really good basketball teams, and they're still ranked in the national top 25.
Oh yeah, there's no shames in losses, no shame in losses to those teams. It's going to be an interesting matchup just because there are a couple familiar faces, at least one that we know of, and there's just going to be that extra spark, if you will, in tonight's game.
No doubt about it, sparking a home-and-home series. Of course, we'll see the Ravens travel to Miami next week to take on NEO on Wednesday night. But one of the big matchups in this one, before we get into what I think is the biggest matchup of this one, Chris, some really good guard play here. But both of these teams bring elite athleticism. We've seen these teams struggle to shoot the ball sometimes. Some of that youth, some of that, just a cold night or a cold half or a cold stretch. But both of these teams off the chart in terms of athleticism.
Oh, no doubt about it. It'll be. I'm glad that not only do we have the game on US 98, but on the Red Raven Sports Network, because you'll get to see some of this athleticism on display. And unless you see it, sometimes you just can't believe it.
And Chris, of course, goes without saying, playing a national top 25 team, this will be the toughest matchup yet for the Red Ravens. And after his first week being named Conference Player of the Week, 7th in the country in scoring, 1st in the country in three-point shooting, can it get any better for Chris Carroll?
If it does, I may lose my mind. I have absolutely loved watching him play, and we're only 3 games in. Imagine what it's going to be like in the middle and the end of the season come playoffs. Holy cow, this is going to be something. He is something to watch, that's for sure.
No doubt about it. And Chris, final thing here before we catch up with Coach Herkelman here in just a second, as the band starts getting loud here tonight. It's a fun night at Nellis Hall, but the returning sophomores for this team had big days on Saturday. We saw Isaac Jackson put up 12 points, 12 rebounds. In my opinion, Chris, I still have some teams I need to see this year, but he makes a strong argument for best rebounder in the conference.
No doubt about it. I mean, not only him, but just the way they were able to crash the boards, all of them. What I am pleasantly surprised and pleasantly pleased to see is you don't just have one good point guard or two. You have 3 really good point guards, so any one of them can come in and run the offense and run it well. So you combine that with point guards, guard play, absolutely. It's just an exciting team.
No doubt about it. And we'll get a little bit more into this in our keys to the game. But like you said, Chris, a familiar face back at Nellis Hall tonight. Javarzier Belton, he's starting at center for NEO tonight. And this will be the toughest test yet for a much improved Boubacar Keita.
No doubt about it. You can tell he's on the floor. He just has that presence. Both of them do. It'll be interesting to see them go at it here tonight.
No doubt about it. It's the Red Raven pregame show as we get ready for tip-off from Nellis Hall. It's the Golden Norsemen and the Red Ravens coming up in just about 15 minutes. Let's step away for 90 seconds. When we come back, our conversation with Coach Herkelman. Don't go anywhere. It's our countdown to tip-off on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network.
skilled nursing services, rehabilitation, adult daycare, and much more are all offered. Visit medicallodges.com or stop by 2921 West 1st in Coffeyville and learn more. Medical Lodges Coffeyville, where they serve and enhance the lives of others with caring hands.
Ralph, did you pay the electric bill?
Yes, Donna. I paid it using Community State Bank's online bill
You know,
payment.
you can save a lot of time using online bill pay from Community State Bank.
Yes, Donna. I know, and it's really
It's really
easy.
easy, too. Just log into our Community State Bank account
And sign up for Community State Bank's online
and
bill
sign
payment.
up for online bill pay.
Yes, Donna. We can do that for all of our
And you
bills.
can do that for all of our bills.
Yes, Donna. Community State Bank is almost as smart as you are.
Well, thank you, Ralph. Glad I could help. I love you, Ralph.
Community State Bank, member FDIC.
I love you too, Donna.
You have a choice on where to go and who you want to be. Here at Coffeyville Community College, you can be you. We can make you workforce ready at one of our technical campuses, be a student athlete, join an honors program or an activity, have a voice with student government, and be involved with student life events. Our school believes in our red and white traditions, providing you with a quality education and preparing you for the next journey in life. Once you experience our campus, you know you've made the right choice. Let us help you make our story your story and become Raven proud.
Red Ravens getting ready for their fourth home game of the season, welcoming in NEO as they look to stay unbeaten on the young year. We're joined by head coach Jay Herkelman. Coach, thanks so much for the time as always. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Off to a 3-0 start, so feeling good.
Absolutely. And Coach, before we break down your matchup with NEO, like you mentioned, the 3-0 start, and something I talked about with Coach Odom and Coach Proctor. I mean, obviously scoring 91, 74, and 109 feels good for, a young offense that you didn't really know what you'd see. But I think so far the defense, giving up 54 points a game, forcing some steals, blocking some shots. Teams are shooting 16% from beyond the arc against you so far a week into the season. We knew that the offense would have some talent there because of the players you brought in, but so far the defense just looks fantastic.
Yeah, on the offensive end, I just, Chris Carroll obviously was really good all three games, but some of our guys that we think are pretty good shooters still haven't shot the ball as well as what I think they will. But yeah, defensively, giving up those points with pressing pretty much every play, our guys are transitioning back into the half court, finding guys and making it hard. That's one thing that a lot of coaches worry about with pressing, that you give up a lot of easy shots. But our guys are doing a pretty good job of transitioning back, finding guys. And then our length, I think, bothers people on the perimeter, because we can put a pretty long team out there with some long wings. But just happy with, how we're going about things so far. All three games, I thought our guys played with a lot of energy, and we're pretty connected defensively.
Coach, something on Saturday that I really liked, and obviously as the year goes on, obviously the competition will only increase, but big days for your returning sophomores, Isaac Jackson and Boubacar Keita. BK ended up with 16 points, 15 rebounds. I believe Isaac had 12 and 12. But for them to get confidence like that, and the fact that not only are they good defenders, not only are they capable rebounders, but they also can contribute to this team scoring, has to feel good for you moving forward as we finish up non-conference play.
Yeah, that was the thing we kind of challenged Boubacar to go into that game with a mindset to try to get a double-double in the game and just be more aggressive trying to score down there, because a lot of times he looks to pass the ball when he catches it. And he does that because, we double the post a lot, so in practice he's catching the ball and having to pass it out. So I need to get him to the point where he's more aggressive thinking about scoring. And so Saturday I said, hey, let's think about you getting a double-double. I want you to be that aggressive tonight. And by halftime he had that. He had a double-double. So, yeah, hopefully that experience is going to, carry on, into the next game, which is this one against NEO.
Coach, something that really stands out to me for such a young team, especially with a pair of freshman point guards, only 11 turnovers per game as a group, and your assist-to-turnover ratio is positive, which at this point in the year doesn't mean a whole lot, but it's a promising start, and I think both of your young guards in Javen Kofer and Brian Griffith have done a nice job of stepping in and doing a nice job of controlling this offense through the first 3 games of their college career.
Yeah, I tell you what, Javen doesn't score a lot, but the first game he had 6 assists, no turnovers. The second game against Seminole, we're playing, he had a turnover, and I got upset with him. Then I look at the stat sheet afterwards. I think he had 6 assists, 1 turnover, and then Saturday did the same. So Javen's doing a great job, especially being a freshman, just, getting us into the offense, finding guys, making good decisions. Brian had a tough first game against Fort Scott from the floor, just shooting, and then Friday he was sick, and Saturday he was cleared to play, but you could tell he still wasn't at full strength. His energy level was low, but still, when he gets going, he can score it pretty good too, along with taking care of the ball and finding teammates.
2 guys that have been huge for this team so far, whether they've been coming off the bench or in the starting lineup, because they've swapped in doing both. Janai Summers and C.J. Smith. C.J. had a double-double on Saturday. Janai's been great in the second half scoring this year. He's second on the team in scoring for the first 3 games of the year. And something Coach Odom said is, that you have a lot of trust in these guys right off the bat as freshmen, the way they defend, the way they can score, the length that they have. But it has to feel comforting for you to have 2 freshmen that are, a week into their college careers that just feel like they can do so much on the floor already.
Yeah, the other wing spot's going to get pretty much locked in with Chris Carroll over there, the way he's playing. But having Janai and CJ being able to play that wing, both with length, both with skill, can score different ways. Both play hard. Are getting to be pretty good defenders. CJ can also play some 4-spot for us, so he gets on the floor a little bit more, when he's not playing the wing. But, yeah, nice having that depth, just like we got at the point guard spot, having that quality depth. So, you can go to other guys and keep the pace going like we like going up and down the floor.
Coach, last thing I have before we get into this matchup with NEO, that's something that you mentioned is the point guards. And we saw, of course, on Friday, Jeremiah Kemboy get some playing time because Brian was unavailable. And something that I liked on Saturday that really interested me was late in that game, we saw Jeremiah and Brian on the floor at the same time, with Brian more in a true shooting guard role and Jeremiah as the point guard. And I'm curious, moving forward, is that a wrinkle that you've considered? Because we know what Brian can do in terms of scoring the basketball. Have you thought about maybe having a smaller lineup at times where Brian can focus more on scoring and have another primary ball handler?
Yeah, Kemboy got the opportunity because Brian was sick, and he's been out for a month with a high ankle sprain, so that's why he didn't play the first game. But then we needed him to play on Friday, and he did a solid job in his first game experience. We've toyed and practiced a little bit with Javen and Brian playing together. In the past, in my past, I mean, I've liked having 2 point guards on the floor, and the way that Javen can distribute the ball around, and that frees up Brian a little bit to get spotted. We're playing together, and A.J. McBride and Love Bettis were both point guards, combo guards. They played together, and I could see that lineup coming in, playing maybe even tonight, because NEO plays the zone, and I want to get Brian out there, and Javen's good at moving the ball, so it may even happen tonight.
Coach, we move on to this NEO team. They're 2-2 coming into this game, but a pretty battle-tested team already. They started the season, of course, ranked in the national top 25, and those 2 losses, no pushover losses. They're to Barton and Hutchinson, who are not. If there's ever a quote good loss, it's those 2 teams right there. So this NEO team comes in with already a couple tough games on their belt. So what are your thoughts on how they play and what you see that could be potential advantages for your team?
Yeah, I saw NEO when they were at our jamboree, middle October, and they looked like they had good pieces. They were long, they're athletic, which fits their zone. that they like to play. They like to play a 2-3 kind of a matchup. They'll give it different looks, but the basic set is a 2-3 zone. And one thing that over there last weekend at Hutch, against two good teams, like you said, in Barton County and Hutch, they didn't shoot it real well. So they're the team that wants to try to use their athleticism when they want to try to get in the paint. They want to try to attack the rim. And we're going to have to do a good job, guarding the ball, having our next defender in the area, being in the gaps, and trying to make them play around the perimeter rather than letting them attack us downhill. And then the other big factor, they're averaging 17 offensive rebounds a game, and so we need to do a great job on the boards. We've done that so far this year, but this will be a bigger challenge for us against a bigger, a little more athletic team.
And, Coach, that's my next point is great rebounders on this NEO team. They have 5 different players that average at least 7 rebounds a game through the first week of the season. So, of course, we know what Isaac and Boubacar can do in terms of getting rebounds, but CJ had a double-double over the weekend as well. What's the key for using that length to your advantage when you match up with a team that's maybe just as athletic as you are?
Yeah, I mean, just having that mentality to allow them one shot, and we always talk about one and done, and with Chris being big out there, Janai being long and athletic, Isaac, Boubacar, CJ, we got big people also, and we come off with Alvin, and then Charles is starting to get a little more playing time, so we just got to do our job and have that mentality and the toughness that when the ball goes to the rim that we got to come up with it after the first shot.
Coach, final thing I have for you. Appreciate your time as always. NEO does bring a familiar face back to Nellis Hall, and former big man Javarzier Belton, who was here last year. And he's up to a solid start, averaging 9 points, 8 rebounds, couple blocks a game as well. But we know what he brings in terms of physicality and size. So for a guy like Boubacar, who's off to a great start defensively, maybe facing his toughest matchup of the season so far, what's the mindset on the interior defense?
Yeah, last spring when Big Gusto, that was his nickname here, he and I have a great relationship. But it was just one where I said, hey, maybe we ought to find you a place that's a better fit for you. And it came about where NEO was that opportunity. And he actually asked me, he said, what do you think? And I said, well, I think that would be a good place because they play a 2-3 zone. It kind of fits him playing the middle of that thing defensively. And so it was a good choice. I saw him at our jamboree. Unfortunately, at that time, he was out with an injury, but he is back playing. I've watched him. He's trimmed down a bunch from last year, which helps his mobility. He's still strong as heck. He's going to be a factor down in the post, and I was giving BK a hard time in practice the other day about not letting Javarzier treat him like his little brother like he did sometimes in practice last year, and he assured me that wasn't going to happen. So, but yeah, I mean, he's a big, strong guy, and if he gets his spot, he's a force down there on the block, and so we're going to have to do a good job defensively of making him uncomfortable and seeing if we can go get a double team on him and make him pass the ball out.
Red Ravens and NEO from Nellis Hall coming up just around the corner as Coffeyville looks for a 4-0 start. Coach Jay Herkelman, good enough to join us. Thanks, Coach.
You bet.
Taco Mayo's new Filet Olé Steak Bowl is piled high with filet mignon.
It's filet mignon.
A heaping bowl loaded with refried beans, Mexicali rice, cheddar jack sour cream, and tender filet mignon.
It's filet mignon.
Filet mignon. Filet mignon.
Filet mignon. Filet mignon.
Savor the juicy Filet Olé Steak Bowl stacked with filet mignon and only from Taco Mayo.
That's a wrap.
No.
Pre-game show wrapping up here on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network. I'm Shea Neal, Chris Freund alongside with me. And Chris, before we get starting lineups and get this one underway, let's go over our keys to the game. I have 3 of them tonight. First one, smart shots. The Red Raven offense has been good so far this year, Chris, but it's been because they've taken smart shots and been efficient. They need to keep doing that here tonight.
No doubt about it. And if they do that, it's going to be a whole lot better than coming down and just flying down the floor and maybe taking shots with 20, 25 seconds left on the shot clock. If they can mark it down and efficient passing leading to that efficient shot, absolutely.
My second key to the game: win the rebound battle. Both of these teams, great rebounding teams. Ravens need to crash the glass and win that battle if they want to win this game. And then my final one, Chris. Gusto versus BK. Javarzier Belton back in Nellis Hall. He goes up against Boubacar Keita, and Keita promised Coach Herkelman this time he's not getting beat.
That's a big order. That is a tall order, but man, is it going to be fun to watch.
No doubt about it. Starting lineups for both teams. Let's get it started first with the Golden Norsemen. Starting number 3, James Locke. Starting number 11, Masai Graham. Starting number 20, Javarzier Belton. Number 22, LePray George Jr. And number 30, Albert Wilson III. Once again, that's Locke, Graham, Belton, George Jr., and Wilson III. For the Red Ravens, it's number 1, Javen Kofer. Number 4, Janai Summers. Number 15, Chris Carroll, who's maybe the hottest scorer on the planet right now. Number 24, Boubacar Keita. And number 23, Isaac Jackson.
Man, that's a great starting lineup.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
Wow.
It will be Jackson. It will be Graham. Two teams with championship expectations, and it's the Norsemen off the tip. This is George Jr. And a travel on the first possession of the game. Raven defense gets a stop. Nice defense there from Kofer.
You can't beat that start if you're a Red Raven fan.
So the Red Ravens have scored on their opening possession in all 3 games this year. We'll see if they can make it 4 in a row here with their first offensive trip. Summers, 2-3 zone here from the Norseman defense. Carroll on the left wing for 3, and Chris Carroll got it.
That was a nice pass from Kofer. That extra pass made the difference.
And you don't want anybody but number 15 in white shooting that shot right now. 3-0 Ravens. Ravens applying press. George Jr., they wanted 10 seconds. They didn't get it. Coach Herkelman furious. George Jr. guarded by Janai Summers. 10 to shoot. Down low, Belton. Belton and Keita. First time tonight. Keita stays with them. Belton, nice pump fake, missed the shot. Out of bounds. It will stay with the Norsemen. He got Keita in the air, but Keita did a nice job staying with it. And first round goes to Boubacar.
How many rounds are we going tonight?
Oh, at least double digits for sure.
Gotta be.
19:06 to go first half. Norsemen got to get it in. 4 to shoot. Belton with the catch. They don't know how much time is left. 1 second and shot clock violation. Raven defense capitalizing on a couple miscues early, and George takes an early seat as we see number 0, Ronyo Obu, check in. Ravens lead at 3-0 on a Chris Carroll 3-pointer. Summers to Kofer, top of the key, got a screen from Isaac. Down low, Keita. Keita lost it going up. Steal by Belton. Obu, double team. Obu, got to get rid of it. Carroll and Kofer swarming. They get it down low and going up, getting it to Belton. Belton goes up and he's fouled. Raven fans don't like it. Javarzier Belton will go to the free throw line after the foul on Keita.
I think what the fans are saying is a late call. It was a little later than what you would like.
So Belton at the free throw line. Gusto was about a 50% free throw shooter last season, but he knocks down the first. Something that Coach Herkelman said before the game last year, Belton tended to bully Keita in practice sometimes, and he kind of joked around with him this week as Belton knocks down a pair and says, "Don't let Javarzier be your big brother again." And Boubacar Keita said, that won't happen this time. 3-2 Ravens, a minute and a half into this one. Javen Kofer. Down low, Jackson on the left elbow. Hand off to Chris Carroll. Carroll met in the corner. Carroll in trouble. Tries to get it to Kofer and does. Javen hands it off to Janai. Down low, Keita. Keita spinning jump shot is off. And the rebound collected by the Norsemen. That zone defense, Ravens kind of getting settled into a zone look. Here's the kick. And the step back 3 is off, way off. Rebound, Keita. Bad miss by Locke. Up ahead, Summers attacking. Going up strong, missed it. Kofer tips it, no. So both teams aggressive, but only one score for each so far. Down the lane, stolen by Kofer. Javen Kofer coming the other way. Handoff Carroll, steps into a three and short. Got his own rebound. Chris Carroll up again and lays it in. 5 points for Chris Carroll. Ravens lead at 5-2. One of the best scorers in the country through the first week of the season. This is James Locke, top of the key. Locke, a sophomore out of Oklahoma City. Trying to attack Carroll now and dribbled off a couple feet. It will stay with NEO with 12 on the shot clock. So far, two very physical basketball teams, Chris, and nothing coming easy for either one.
No doubt about it.
Belton trying to go at Keita, spins, puts it up, and in and out. Rebound Isaac Jackson.
Great defense by BK there to contest the shot.
Kofer hands it off to Carroll. We're 3 minutes into this one. Ravens lead at 5-2. Chris Carroll has all 5 for the Ravens. Summers hands it off. Kofer sends a three and hits it. Javen Kofer from downtown. Second triple of the game for the Ravens. Trying to get to the baseline, and Keita called for his second foul. So now we'll see some of the Raven depth being tested as we'll see Alvin Cole about to check in as Keita picks up 2 early fouls. And that's not necessarily Belton, obviously, who forced that foul, but that is a big advantage for Javarzier because now we're not going to see Keita for the next couple minutes.
That is huge.
Keita, of course, coming off a 16-point, 15-rebound game against Southwestern JV, and we'll see Alvin Cole check in. First free throw was off by Locke. 8-2 Ravens lead. We'll get to this a little bit more as Locke sends his second free throw. That one up and good. We'll get into this more as the night goes on, Chris, but across the gym I see a couple members of the Lady Ravens, including Kylie Ortiz, who earlier today committed to Wichita State. So big congratulations to Kylie. Well-deserved for one of the best three-point shooters in all of JUCO college basketball.
That is absolutely amazing to hear. And
Carroll for three, in and out. And out of bounds, should stay with the Ravens, and it does.
It's going to be great to watch her take that next step, and especially to an organization like Wichita State.
Well, and the good news for Red Raven fans is Kylie's still going to finish the year here.
That is very good news. And the good news is it's only, 2.5 hours to go watch.
Summers puts a three in at the top of the key. Ravens have hit 3 trays to start this game off, and they lead at 11-3. Pass up ahead, fake by Graham. They try to get it down low. Double team comes. Isaac Jackson staying right there with him, and the layup is off. Battle for the rebound. Summers able to battle it to Kofer. Ravens with a chance to take an early double-digit lead. Javen Kofer swarmed and got it to Summers. Great play by the freshman guard. Carroll fakes this time. Chris Carroll pull-up jump shot and off. Rebound Cole, he fights for it and still batted around. Cole diving, gets it to Jackson. Excellent hustle by the Ravens. Summers, Carroll. Ravens still feeling out this zone defense. Summers fakes that time, hands it off to Carroll. 7 to shoot, down low Cole, floater, too strong. Jackson on the glass, 3 to shoot, Kofer again. Good! 2 threes for Javen Kofer. Timeout NEO. The Red Ravens 3-0 to start the season and 14-3 to start a game against a nationally ranked opponent. What a start for Coffeyville to this ball game. As we'll keep it here for this timeout. But what a start for the Ravens. And Chris, of course, BK in early foul trouble. Chris Carroll scored the first 5 points in this game. We're about to see Brian Griffith check in, but a guy that really didn't score much the first week of the year, Javen Kofer, pair of huge threes in this first half.
They say in the NFL, any game, anytime, you can win anytime, right, against any team. Well, this team right here, the Red Ravens, it almost looks like any player, any scorer, anytime.
Well, and I'll tell you what, I know something I said earlier today, and 3 games, Chris, is a very small sample size of basketball. But through the first week of the season, it looks like there are 3 big heavyweights in the KJCCC this year. Coffeyville, the Barton Cougars, and the Hutch Blue Dragons. They look like through a week, and here we could be sitting here next week and I could be eating my words and we don't know.
Right.
But
right.
through a week, it looks like those are the 3 teams to beat in the Jayhawk.
And if I'm the other 2 teams, honestly, I'm a little scared because 12 new players on this team, and they're already gelling 4 games in. Can you imagine?
Couple subs for the Ravens as we come out of the timeout. Brian Griffith, the freshman out of Owensboro, Kentucky, will run the point. We also see C.J. Smith out of OKC in for the first time tonight. And Chris, we talked about it last week, but at the time he signed with Coffeyville, Chris, C.J. Smith was the #1 player in the state of Oklahoma.
I can believe it.
Belton trying to go up, had it blocked from behind by Carroll. Offensive rebound, NEO sends a 3, in and out. Still up for grabs and over the back called against the Norsemen. That'll be on Trayvon Bird.
It's amazing to see both of these teams just go after the rebounds so hard.
Both of these teams have a lot of athletes. No doubt about it. Brian Griffith hands off Carroll. You can tell every time Carroll touches the ball, he's ready to shoot. Carroll hands it to Brian Griffith. Back to Carroll. Now he's got the space. Sends it for 3. A little bit strong on that one. The rebound taken by Bird. But I think after the first week he had, Chris Carroll's probably got the green light from Jay Herkelman.
I would say so. As long as it's smart.
Because that's what as that 3-pointer's up and good from Obu. But that's what this coaching staff has said has been the most impressive thing, Chris. He's scored at a high level, but he's taking good shots.
That's true.
He's hitting almost 70% of his threes.
That's amazing.
Griffith trying to answer. It's good. Brian Griffith. The Ravens have 4 threes in the first 6 minutes. Coffeyville looking like the Lady Ravens out here tonight with the way they're making it splash. Obu, the drive, going to the right hand over Jackson, and Jackson might have gotten a piece of it. Out of bounds, NEO basketball.
Do you think it's possible they might be taking a few lessons from people like Kai 3, maybe?
That's a good person to take lessons on shooting threes from.
Yeah, no doubt. They don't call her Kai 3 for nothing, ladies and gentlemen.
And I'll tell you what, Chris, you look over there, and the first 3 players I see, of course, Kylie, Tatana, and Bailey, side by side. And that's about as good a backcourt as you'll find in the nation.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That layup good off the inbounds. NEO, credit to them. The Ravens have come out hot, and NEO hanging in at 17-8, 13:45 to go first half. Carroll swings it to Griffith. Ravens have hit 4 threes early in this one. Griffith thought about that one, but hands off to Carroll. Carroll on the left wing, back to Brian. Griffith pressured now from Damani Barley. 8 to shoot. Carroll down low. Jackson trying to get some space. Back to Carroll. Carroll fakes. Carroll drives. Carroll tries to go up, and I think Belton got a piece of that one. It'll be Raven basketball, but only 1 on the shot clock.
Yeah, Belton got a big piece of that.
Belton gets a big piece of about everything.
Yeah, exactly.
You just throw big in front of about everything Javarzy Belton does. As Griffith inbounds, this has got to be a catch and shoot. They try to throw it up for Isaac, and he's not going to get it off. So good defense there by the Golden Norsemen of NEO. And something that Coach Herkelman said about Javarzy, Chris, heading into this game, he trimmed down some weight over the offseason. He's still as strong as he was, but he's much quicker going up and down the floor.
Yeah, his mobility is much improved over last season. It wasn't bad last season, but you could just tell he's put in a lot of work over the summer.
And he's playing for a mighty good team at NEO.
No doubt.
Handoff, this is Barley. Barley swings it to Bird. Bird on the left wing, guarded by Carroll. And a foul down low. We'll see if that's on Alvin Cole. It is. So Belton's drawn 3 fouls already in the first 7 minutes of this game. And that's something Javarzy did a very good job of last year, is getting opponent big men in foul trouble.
No doubt about it.
It's hard to stay in front of that.
I'd say so, yeah.
Belton backing down Cole again. Belton going up, and Jackson got a piece of it. It rolls off. Offensive rebound up. No, Belton tips it in. And Jake Odom furious on the Raven bench. 17-10. Ravens lead it by 7. 12:43 to go. C.J. Smith, one of the first times we've seen him touch the ball tonight. Carroll fakes. Back to Brian Griffith. Sends a deep 3. Brian Griffith, a little bit strong. Cole couldn't get the rebound. And now NEO starting to get some momentum.
Living and dying by the 3 of the Red Ravens.
Bird, nice fake, trying to attack Chris Carroll. Handoff, baseline. 3 for Obu is a little bit strong, and the rebound collected by Griffith. Brian got great speed all the way and lost it. It will stay with the Ravens. As we see Janai Summers check back in.
Well, that was a 1-on-3 with Griffith taking on basically the whole team.
So first break of the night for Chris Carroll, and Carroll's got 5 points, Chris, but it's definitely been the slowest start we've seen from number 15 this year, but still on pace for about 15 points tonight. Inbounds goes to Janai Summers. Summers down low to Jackson. Jackson going right at Belton. Now hands off C.J. Smith for 3. That's going to go. 5 threes for the Ravens, and the lead back up to 10. Coffeyville doing some basic math in this first half, saying 3 is more than 2. Bird's pass through the hands of Obu, and that's a turnover.
That was a great double team to cause that turnover.
And Chris, that's been the most impressive thing for me about the Ravens this year. Scoring, obviously big. This team's offense incredible, but the defense is nationally recognized as being elite so far this season.
Absolutely amazing defense, yeah.
First media timeout of the night. Let's take a break. 11:59 to go. Ravens 20, NEO 10. We're back in 60 seconds on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network.
Meals, housekeeping, shopping, and more. These helpful services are so reasonably priced, you can afford to pay for them yourself. In many cases, long-term care insurance or other sources provide assistance with the cost. Home is where the help is. Call Windsor Place At Home Care, 800-982-1866.
Make your home more comforting with help from Derailed Commodity. Update your flooring with the area's largest selection of in-stock carpet, luxury vinyl plank, tile, area rugs, and more in many styles, brands, and colors. New furniture always brightens a home. We have a great selection of furniture, including sofa sets, recliners, and mattresses. Economy to premium, in stock and ready to brighten your home. Shop now at your local Derailed Commodity Flooring and Furniture, Brazelton in Independence, Kansas, and Joplin and Butler, Missouri.
Ravens lead at 20-10, 11:50. Ravens Sports Network. And Chris, why don't we have a break in the action from our family at KGGF and US 98 and our family of stations. Big happy birthday to the boss man who's sitting behind us here in row 1 tonight, John Leonard.
Yes, happy birthday to John. We better be on our best behavior.
No doubt. He's watching our every move. Kofer with it, top of the key, hands it off to Griffith. Down low, C.J. Smith. And the trap comes in the corner. Smith kicks it to Summers. Summers trying to get it to Cole, and out of bounds, Raven basketball. This is a lineup we haven't seen yet this year. We see Griffith and Kofer in the backcourt, and then C.J. Smith as well as Janai Summers all on the floor at the same time with Alvin Cole running the 5. So it's a little bit of a smaller lineup, but it is an athletic lineup as Smith draws the foul on Belton. Nice pump faking. When you have a guy as big as Javarzier landing on you, that's going to hurt, and C.J. a little shaken up. They're going to call the foul on Fitzgerald. He had 2 guys land on him.
Oh, gosh, what's worse than Javarzier? Both of them.
I was going to say, a pair. First one up and good. C.J. Smith, 6'7" freshman out of Oklahoma City. And Chris, he's impressive. He can play the 2, the 3, the 4. He could probably even play the 5 if you needed him to. As he knocks down a pair. Ravens still playing that full court press, and this is a good look for Bird, and it's off, but a foul. And they're going to say no flop. Coach Odom and Coach Herkelman wanted a flop there, and they're going to say no, it's a foul.
I didn't see any kind of contact between him and Griffith.
It's going to be on Griffith.
Sorry.
The first thing Jake Odom said was flop. That he looked at the ref and said flop, and the ref shook it off, said no. So we see Bird go to the free throw line, and first one's off. And Chris, this may be an example of ball don't lie.
No doubt about it. Yeah.
2 more shots here for Trayvon Bird, the sophomore out of Durham, North Carolina. There's a pretty good college basketball team in Durham, North Carolina. Don't know if you've heard of them, Chris. They're the Duke Blue Devils.
Oh yeah.
Number 2 in the nation right now.
Oh yeah. I think I've heard of them.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Third one is up and good. So 2 out of 3 for Bird. It's 22-12 Ravens lead. And Chris, it doesn't feel like the Raven offense has been firing on all cylinders today. And here they are with still 22 points in less than 9 minutes.
It's amazing that they still haven't found that top gear yet. But you
Kofer.
never know when they will.
Smith trying to get inside, goes up at Belton, and Belton denies it. Big time rejection from Javarzier Belton. This is Obu. NEO trying to cut into this lead. Obu, the floater, it's good. Nice take there by Ronyo Obu, the freshman out of Houston. Obu, a big point guard. He's about 6'6". Javen Kofer back to Janai Summers. Summers is the second leading scorer on this team as a true freshman. CJ Smith, Summers for three. And that one off. Cole couldn't get the rebound. It's taken by Bird. Up ahead, NEO trying to play fast. And it's laid in by Caden Carter. And NEO has cut it down to 6. The Golden Norsemen doing a nice job battling this really tough Red Raven team.
Yeah, great athleticism to cut into this lead.
Brian Griffith on the right wing. NEO still showing a zone look. Griffith steps inside the lane, tries to kick it to CJ. CJ to Summers, extra pass Kofer, back to Brian for three. It is in and out. And Belton pulls down the rebound. Have we seen Javarzier come out of this game yet? And that's going to be a goaltend. It was a nice block attempt by Alvin Cole, but it was very clearly off the backboard first. And so that cuts the lead down to 4. Now we see Coach Herkelman bring in his best scorer. Chris Carroll returns.
Excuse me. And you're right, no, Belton does not come out of this game.
Chris Carroll back in the game for the Ravens. We crossed the halfway point of the first half. Ravens 22, NEO 18. We've had a good one so far. That one nearly stolen by Bird. There's Javen Kofer, who has been so good in his first 3 games. Only 2 turnovers in his first 3 games as a college point guard. Nearly committed a bad mistake there. CJ Smith turning jump shot is in and out. Rebound Bird as the Raven offense has cooled off a little bit. And a 3 there for Obu is off, and Belton is called for the foul as he goes over the back of Alvin Cole.
And that may be the only way to get him off the floor is to get him in foul trouble. This is his second one.
And now he is going to check out. We see the return of Masai Graham. And now you feel like the Ravens got to take advantage with Javarzier off the floor.
Oh, no, there's no doubt about it. And, of course, with the return of Carroll, you know that could happen.
Javen Kofer hands it off to Chris Carroll, steps into a 3, and Carroll, it's off. Smith battling for the rebound with Graham. It's taken by Summers and out of bounds off of NEO. It will stay with the Ravens.
And you can tell the immediate difference with Belton off the floor is when he's on.
Kofer will inbound here for the Ravens. Summers, Cole, Carroll, and Smith, the other 4 on the floor. 9:28 to go, first half. Ravens 22-18, but NEO on a big run here. That one nearly stolen. It's batted to Summers. Summers with a nice Euro step. The floater is good. What a finish from Janai Summers. I'm not sure if he thought that was going in.
I don't know if anybody thought it was going in, and all of a sudden it went in.
Raven lead up to 6. This is Obu. Hands it off to Bird. Back to Obu. NEO down 24-18. Graham going at the smaller Kofer. Hands off Barley for 3, and it's strong. Rebound collected by Coffeyville. Kofer wants to run. Hand off Chris Carroll. Carroll fakes the 3. Carroll, cross-court pass. Summers fakes. Summer back to Carroll. Carroll lets it fly and hits it. Chris Carroll from downtown. Raven lead back up to 9. Number 15 is the first player I'd keep my eyes on if I was a defender. That jump shot off. Rebound Carroll, but a foul underneath. And they're going to call that on Chris Carroll.
I heard someone say, "What was that?" And we sure didn't say anything. Did you say anything?
The Coffeyville baseball team sure doesn't like it.
No, that's for sure.
(27-18). That's Carroll's first. 8 points for Carroll. Inbound goes to NEO. Right back to the corner. Barley for 3. It's good. That was a great inbounds play there by NEO. Got just a sliver of space and knocked down the tray.
Yeah, very simple but very effective.
27-21, 8:17 to go first half. Ravens up 6. Kofer down low to CJ Smith on the block. CJ double teamed and a reach-in foul is called against NEO. That's going to be against Bird, his second. We have not seen, of course, Boubacar Keita playing with 2 fouls, but we have not seen Isaac come in now for about 6 minutes. So, Jay Herkelman really going with this young front court with Summers, Smith, and Cole. Inbounds goes to Carroll. Carroll sends another three. That one's strong. Rebound collected by the Golden Norsemen. Hand off Barley. Barley to the corner. And that's a three-point shot that's good from Caden Carter. And now NEO has battled back to within a score. 27-24 as we go down to 7:52 to go in the first half. We said in the pregame, Chris, this would be the toughest test yet for this Red Raven team, and NEO hanging right with them. CJ hands it off to Summers. Summers has scored the last bucket for the Ravens. Hands it off to Kofer. Kofer, Carroll. Carroll will let it fly again. They're trying to get him going. That one just comes out right at the last second.
In and out, and then finally out again.
NEO can tie it with a three. This is Damani Barley, the freshman out of Rochester, New York. Barley trying to get it down low. Kofer nearly stole it. Barley for the tie. It is a little bit strong. Kofer trying to bat it out, but it's taken by Masai Graham. Three from Obu is strong. Graham the rebound again. NEO crashing the glass. And they're within one with 7 minutes left in the first half.
Two big offensive rebounds there for NEO.
Carroll has had his slowest start of the year. He still has 8 points, but definitely not as efficient as he was in week one. We'll see if he can snap himself out of it. Down low and throws it away. Media timeout. Isaac Jackson coming back in. NEO's got some momentum. Ravens 27, Golden Norsemen 26. We're back in 60 seconds on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network.
If you have any of these, call NDB in Coffeyville and then relax. NDB can protect your assets and save you money. They represent numerous insurance companies so that they can help you find the right insurance at the right price for you. NDB at 812 West 11th in Coffeyville. Call Ben Vietz at 620-251-1970 and relax.
At Coffeyville Regional Medical Center, we take seriously our responsibility of caring for our friends and neighbors. We are your regional healthcare system, caring for Southeast Kansas and Northeast Oklahoma. With comprehensive technology and experienced medical staff, caring medical professionals, and a 24-hour emergency room staffed with emergency medicine physicians, we are people you know and healthcare you trust. For more information, visit our website, crmcinc.org.
7:26 and what's been a back and forth first half. I'm Shanio, Chris Freund alongside with me. And Chris, Ravens started off hot. They've cooled off, and NEO has done a great job of battling back in it.
Yeah, and NEO has done a great job at crashing both offensive and defensive sides of the board. And it's amazing to me. They've actually been able to do fairly well without the big man himself.
Well, the big man's coming back in.
And so the couple minutes that he was off the floor, well, he's back.
And Chris, we've said all year, Isaac Jackson, an elite defender. This is a different animal he's going up against right now. And this is taken off the dribble, trying to attack Chris Carroll, now kicking it back out Barley. Barley swings it. This is for the lead. It is off. Rebound, Isaac Jackson.
Jackson doing a great job at blocking out and cutting off the lane.
Kofer hands it off to Janai Summers. Kofer hit 2 threes early in this one. Wouldn't mind seeing him try another shot. Javen swings it to Chris Carroll. Carroll, CJ Smith in the corner. Great look. CJ a little bit short, and the rebound taken by Graham. Another chance for NEO to take the lead. We go down to 6 minutes to go in the first half. 27-26 Ravens lead. And Graham fakes the three, trying to get it down low to Belton. Double team comes immediately. Belton gets it out top, extra pass, three from Obu is good. And NEO's got their first lead of the night. 29-27, the Golden Norsemen have battled back. And we talked about it in the pregame, Chris, playing Barton, playing Hutch. That's two very tough games to get you battle tested in the first week of the season.
No doubt about it, and they may have losses to them, but they played them well.
Chris Carroll the answer. He's got 11, and the Ravens back on top thanks to a three from Chris Carroll. He's so good.
He is so good.
Barley with the top of the key, guarded by Janai Summers. Freshman on freshman. Rochester, New York versus Evansville, Indiana. They get it to the corner. Obu guarded closely by Chris Carroll. The drive, the spin, nice move. Gets it to the corner. Graham, tough shot. And it's off. Belton boxed out by Isaac Jackson. Ravens with the ball up by 1. Kofor swings it. Carroll steps into it. And Chris Carroll, back-to-back trays. 14 for Chris Carroll. And would you believe it, he's on pace for 27 again. Double team comes. Ravens putting a lot of pressure on NEO. The floater from Barley is good to cut it to 2. Back and forth they go. This feels like a heavyweight fight.
Yeah, they're getting the body blows in right now. We'll see when the knockout punch comes.
Javen Kofor. The knockout punch may not come until deep into the second half.
Yeah, you're right.
Isaac Jackson, a floater over Belton is good. And the Ravens have snapped out of their funk, and they've scored 8 points in a row. Obu with it, 35-31, 4:02 to go first half. Ravens up by 4. We have had a great game of basketball for you so far tonight. Obu hands it off Barley. He's been a confident shooter here in his time in the game. Obu straight on 3 is good, and the freshman backcourt for NEO of Obu and Barley, they have been sensational. 1 point game, Javen Kofor brings it up, hands it off to Chris Carroll. Give and go here from Carroll and Kofor. Now down low Jackson. Back to Kofor. Extra pass. C.J. Smith. Great look. And he got it. C.J. Smith for 3. And having C.J. Smith that open in the corner is a shot Jay Herkelman will take all night long.
Yeah, I can't believe it was that wide open.
Barley with the answer, trying, and it's off. Rebound battled for, taken by Graham. Graham goes up. Jackson contested, but it's a score. And again, another second chance score from the NEO offense. And now you see Alvin Cole get sent to the scorer's table. And Chris, we hear Jay Herkelman say, rebound the ball. As that shot is off, rebound taken by Barley. Right now, I think Herkelman willing to play anyone that is willing to get rebounds. Graham missed the layup.
How did he miss that? Wow.
That would have tied the game, and Jackson rips it away.
Wow.
Kofor, Summers, 3, and it's off. Jackson cleans it up. Oh, man. And 1. Action Jackson takes flight at Nellis Hall. Wow.
Did I just see that?
That was incredible. A guy that has had many highlight dunks in his career, that may be number 1. Isaac Jackson gets Nellis Hall on their seat. It's 40-36 Ravens. We're back in 60 seconds.
Qualified buyers. We have a great selection of Silverados, and 2024 models are showing up daily. Roman Chevrolet will donate $5 to the American Cancer Society for every social media post shared. The goal is to donate $170,000. Test drive a new 2023 Chevy Silverado and check out the huge selection of pre-owned vehicles at Roman Chevrolet, 2313 West Main, Independence, your Silverado City.
When you need to rely on a nursing facility for the care of a loved one, wouldn't it be comforting to know that the owner is providing the care? Owner Stephanie Bean with Medical Lodges is proud to supply that tender care in Coffeyville. Skilled nursing services, rehabilitation, adult daycare, and much more are all offered. Visit medicallodges.com or stop by 2921 West 1st in Coffeyville and learn.
Isaac Jackson nearly rips the ceiling off of Nellis Hall. Ravens lead it by 4. I'm Shea Neal. Chris Freund alongside with me. And Chris, a guy that has had many highlight dunks in his career. They call him Action Jackson for a reason. That might have been the best one.
Let's just say this, ladies and gentlemen. If you're listening on US 98, thank you. Go back, watch it on the Red Raven Sports Network. You are going to want to see that dunk.
Incredible dunk. And Isaac now trying to complete the three-point play at the line. Ravens lead at 40-36, 2:41 to go first half, and Isaac completes the three-point play. He got the Lady Ravens up on out of their seat. He got the volleyball team up out of their seat. I think everyone in the building got up after that one. Obu. NEO down by 5. Gets a screen. Obu working left. Kicks to the corner. Graham for 3 is off. Battle for the rebound collected by Chris Carroll. A late first half run here would be big for the Ravens. Griffith hands it off to Kofor. We see that Griffith-Kofor backcourt for the second time tonight. maybe allowing Brian Griffith to think a little bit more like a scorer. Because we know what he can do in terms of scoring, Chris. Averaged 22 points a game his senior year of high school.
No doubt.
Kofer, 10 to shoot for the Ravens. Javen in trouble, hands it off to Carroll. Carroll down low to Jackson. What a pass! Chris Carroll, no look, and he finds Isaac Jackson, and the Showtime Ravens have come out. My goodness. Is that Chris Carroll or Magic Johnson? I couldn't tell.
Exactly.
Rising up there, but couldn't finish there was Carter. Ravens now up 7, trying to build on it. Carroll, handoff, Kofer going to the baseline, kicks to Griffith. Griffith driving, floater, and short. NEO trying to play fast, going right at Javen Kofer and laid in by Caden Carter. Caden Carter's got some great speed.
Yeah, that transition offense working well for NEO.
43-38, Ravens by 5. We have had a blast in this first half. Isaac down low to Alvin Cole. That pass deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with Coffeyville. Minute 6 to go. You see, of course, an elite defender in Isaac Jackson. Still getting yelled at by this coaching staff. Get back and stop the transition. And so, Ravens up 5 as we're about to go under a minute to go in the first half. Kofer, Carroll. Carroll's got 14 in this first half, but of course the story is Carroll sends a 3 and missed it. Isaac Jackson on the glass. That's who the story is. That putback dunk from Isaac Jackson. Isaac down low, kicks it. Kofer looking for his third 3. Got it! Javen Kofer puts the Ravens up 8. 9 points in the first half for Kofer. He has not missed. Just another player that can beat you on offense, Chris.
It's amazing. Any score, anytime. Doesn't matter who's on the floor.
Ravens will have the final possession of the first half as NEO underneath the hoop trying to hand it off Carter. Carter goes up, missed it. Offensive rebound by Bird, and he lost it. It is NEO basketball, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Isaac ended up about 5 rows into the stands.
Signing autographs on his way out.
I'm sure people want them.
I do. I'm not the only one.
Inbounds play here, 6 on the shot clock for NEO. Got a drive, George going up, missed it, and a foul called late. And the Raven coaching staff again upset at a late whistle.
That one, I mean, it really had no chance to go in. It was really off the bottom of the backboard.
And that could be a big foul as we move forward because that's Chris Carroll's second. He picked it up right at the end of the first half. And now he's going to have to play a little bit less aggressive in the second half, at least at the start. First free throw up and good. And Chris, I can promise you what we're going to see after this second free throw.
I have a feeling there is a timeout coming.
See, you're learning. You're picking up quick.
Just to set up
the Jay Herkelman special.
It is right there, and
there it is.
There it is.
You saw him mouth it. Timeout.
Yep.
Ravens will talk it over. Let's take a quick 30-second break. We'll be right back. Ravens up 6. They get the final shot when we come back in 30 seconds on US 9 Network.
This is Community State Bank at Work. This is Community State Bank at Work in our community. From kids' activities to school programs to funding home and business loans, every day Community State Bank is at work in our neighborhood. Whether you bank at Community State Bank or not, they're working for you every day. Community State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I'm Mike Avey, and at Community State Bank, we
46-40 with 15 seconds left in this first half. And Chris, this has been just an absolute blast back and forth first half. We've seen dunks, threes, back and forth action. This has been exactly what we wanted it to be tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Two incredibly athletic teams. And Coffeyville maybe a little bit colder at some points of the first half than what we're used to, but still playing their hearts out and still with a lead, with a chance to extend it here.
NEO showing pressure. Griffith gets across half court. Brian Griffith the drive. Alley-oop to Alvin Cole. He puts it up and in. Ravens by 8, and they get a shot off, and it's short. Ravens have an 8-point lead at the half, and Chris, the Jay Herkelman timeout pays off as Coffeyville gets a big score.
Hey, there's nothing like being able to extend the lead, and they're able to do that, and goodness. if you can draw it up, make it work, why not take the timeout? You're going to lose it anyway.
The start of 4 games between Coffeyville and NEO, between the girls and the guys, and man, it could not have gotten off to a better start. Our score at the break, Red Ravens 48 and NEO 40. Red Raven halftime show coming up in just a couple minutes. Let's step away for 4. When we come back, we'll break down the first half and we'll get you ready for half number 2. You're listening to Coffeyville Community College Basketball on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network.
Be you. We can make you workforce ready at one of our technical campuses, be a student athlete, join an honors program or an activity, have a voice with student government, and be involved with student life events. Our school believes in our red and white traditions, providing you with a quality education and preparing you for the next journey in life. Once you experience our campus, you know you've made the right choice. Let us help you make our story your story and become Raven proud.
If you could use a little help around the house, Windsor Place At-Home Care is the perfect solution for you. Their caregivers are prepared to help you with laundry, meals, housekeeping, shopping, and more. These helpful services are so reasonably priced, you can afford to pay for them yourself. In many cases, long-term care insurance or other sources provide assistance with the cost. Home is where the help is. Call Windsor Place At-Home Care, 800-982-1866.
Make your home more comforting with help from Derailed Commodity. Update your flooring with the area's largest selection of in-stock carpet, luxury vinyl plank, tile, area rugs, and more in many styles, brands, and colors. New furniture always brightens a home. We have a great selection of furniture, including sofa sets, recliners, and mattresses. Economy to premium, in stock and ready to brighten your home. Shop now at your local Derailed Commodity Flooring and Furniture, Brazelton in Independence, Kansas, and Joplin and Butler, Missouri.
This is Meat Mountain, and up there on the summit awaits the all-new Filet-O-Lay Steak Bowl from Taco Mayo. A heaping bowl filled with Mexican favorites and literally erupting with filet mignon. The Filet-O-Lay Steak Bowl can be yours if you make it past Chuck's Steak Canyon and the deadly sirloin abyss. Filet mignon beckons, my friend, on the meaty, mighty pinnacle of beefdom. The Filet-O-Lay Steak Bowl from Taco Mayo. Welcome to Meat Mountain.
Got a car? Maybe a motorcycle or even a boat. Do you rent or own your own home? If you have any of these, call NDB in Coffeyville and then relax. NDB can protect your assets and save you money. They represent numerous insurance companies so that they can help you find the right insurance at the right price for you. NDB at 812 West 11th in Coffeyville. Call Ben Vietz at 620-251-1970 and relax.
At Coffeyville Regional Medical Center, we take seriously our responsibility of caring for our friends and neighbors. We are your regional healthcare system, caring for Southeast Kansas and Northeast Oklahoma. With comprehensive technology and experienced medical staff, caring medical professionals, and a 24-hour emergency room staffed with emergency medicine physicians, we are people you know and healthcare you trust. For more information, visit our website, crmcinc.org.
It's truck season at Roman Chevrolet. All 2023 Chevy Silverados qualify for 0% interest. No payments for 90 days and $1,000 cash allowance for qualified buyers. We have a great selection of Silverados and 2024 models are showing up daily. Roman Chevrolet will donate $5 to the American Cancer Society for every social media post shared. The goal is to donate $170,000. Test drive a new 2023 Chevy Silverado and check out the huge selection of pre-owned vehicles at Roman Chevrolet, 2313 West Main, Independence, your Silverado City.
When you need to rely on a nursing facility for the care of a loved one, wouldn't it be comforting to know that the owner is providing the care? Owner Stephanie Bean with Medical Lodges is proud to supply that tender care in Coffeyville. Skilled nursing services, rehabilitation, adult daycare, and much more are all offered. Visit medicallodges.com or stop by 2921 West 1st in Coffeyville and learn more. Medical Lodges Coffeyville, where they serve and enhance the lives of others with caring hands.
Red Raven halftime show presented by our friends at Community State Bank. I'm Shane Neal, alongside with me Chris Freund. And Chris, 48-40 Ravens at the break. And we've had a good one so far, and both teams shooting a little bit better than these halftime contestants are at the half-court shot.
They aren't really doing that bad. Some are close and some aren't.
Yeah. But we got a great one so far, and something that sticks out to me, we've talked about it a little bit throughout that half, Chris. Both teams crashing the glass well. NEO currently leading, as that one nearly went in. Wow.
Wow, yeah.
But NEO currently leading the rebound battle 23-22, each team with 10 offensive rebounds in that first half. And, Chris, it feels like we said in the pregame in our keys to the game, whoever wins the rebound battle may win this game.
No doubt about it. And the thing about it is, Coach Herkelman was just, trying to get his team to do the defensive boards because of that 10 offensive rebounding. And one of the things that I've noticed in that first half is the really good defense against the big man by Isaac Jackson. I mean, really, Belton, he didn't do very well on the defensive or offensive side of the board whenever Isaac Jackson was on him. So that's kind of the unsung hero, if you will, defensively first half.
Well, Chris, before we get into the next topic, this is the last half-court shot of the night, so I think we should, take this seriously. It's up, and it's a little strong. Unfortunate.
He could have shot that from three-quarters court.
I was hoping he'd at least get rim on the last one.
Exactly.
Make it close, but unfortunate. But no winners tonight. I don't even know what they would have won, but no winners tonight. And we've had a lot of fun. And Chris, so far in this game, like we said, it feels like the Ravens aren't playing their best offensive basketball. 42% from the floor, good, but we know they're capable of more. And you see the Ravens, 11 of 24 from three. They've shot threes very well in this first half. And something else they've done a really good job of protecting the basketball. Only 3 turnovers for this team in the first half.
So that's very good news, only 3 turnovers. However, we haven't seen them reach that goal. And some parts of the half, they were the coldest we've seen them all season, at least the games I've been able to watch. And, they've been able to come back from that. And the offensive rebounding certainly has helped. But still, I know they're going to want to come out and shoot a little better in the second half.
No doubt about it. Let's look at some of the leading stat getters in this first half. For NEO, they're led by 11 points from Ranyo Obu. He's 3 of 6 from downtown. 5 points from Damani Barley, as well as 6 from Trayvon Bird and 7 from Caden Carter. For the Ravens, it's 14 points for Chris Carroll, 9 points for Javen Kofer, 8 from CJ Smith, as well as 7 from Isaac Jackson. 7 points, 8 rebounds, and maybe the best dunk of the year from Isaac in that first half.
Oh, no doubt about it.
4 assists as well. Isaac's on triple-double watch here.
Oh, that's great. That's amazing to see that. And to say, Carroll's had a good game and shooting 33% from the field total. And to say that's down, that just lets you know how good he's been doing so far this year.
And Chris, we're running out of things to say about what impressed us about this team so far this year.
Right.
But you look at this, you see 14 assists and 3 turnovers in the first half. You're on pace for 25-plus assists and less than 10 turnovers. You're not going to lose a lot of basketball games playing like that.
No, that is for sure. And the thing that impresses me each and every time we watch them play is just the up and down momentum on the court. I mean, they are working hard for every bucket. They're working hard on every defensive play. There is not a lull in this team. And if there is a lull, it's taken out and another person is brought in, and the intensity is just amazing from this Red Raven basketball team.
No doubt about it. And they've really been missing Boubacar Keita for much of this game. He only played 3 minutes due to picking up 2 early fouls. So we'll see the Ravens with their starting center back here in the second half. It's the Red Raven Halftime Show presented by Community State Bank. Let's step away for 2 minutes. When we come back, we're going to get you scores around the conference, as well as let you know on our family of stations how you can keep up with KU and K-State as we head towards the weekend that is in college football and college basketball. You're listening to the US 98 and the Red Raven. I'm on all these stations, Chris.
Yeah,
I can't keep track.
You're everywhere.
But you're listening to US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
This is Community State Bank at Work. This is Community State Bank at Work in our community. From kids' activities to school programs to funding home and business loans, every day Community State Bank is at work in our neighborhood. Whether you bank at Community State Bank or not, they're working for you every day. Community State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I'm Mike Avey, and at Community State Bank, we believe in Coffeyville.
You have a choice on where to go and who you want to be. Here at Coffeyville Community College, you can be you. We can make you workforce ready ready at one of our technical campuses, be a student athlete, join an honors program or an activity, have a voice with student government, and be involved with student life events. Our school believes in our red and white traditions, providing you with a quality education and preparing you for the next journey in life. Once you experience our campus, you know you've made the right choice. Let us help you make our story your story and become Raven proud.
If you could use a little help around the house, Windsor Place At-Home Care is the perfect solution for you. Their caregivers are prepared to help you with laundry, meals, housekeeping, shopping, and more. These helpful services are so reasonably priced, you can afford to pay for them yourself. In many cases, long-term care insurance or other sources provide assistance with the cost. Home is where the help is. Call Windsor Place At-Home Care, 800-982-1866.
Taco Mayo's new bowl loaded with refried beans, Mexicali rice, cheddar jack, sour cream, and tender filet mignon.
It's filet mignon.
Filet mignon. Filet mignon.
Filet mignon. Filet mignon.
Savor the juicy filet ole steak bowl stacked with filet mignon and only from Taco Mayo.
That's a wrap.
No, that's a bowl.
Red Raven halftime show presented by Community State Bank. And Chris, always important to keep in mind as we return to the action here. It's not a wrap. It's a bowl.
True. I could use one of them Philly minions right now.
Philly minions.
I could. I really could.
Fillet McNutt.
Filet mignon.
We got some good stuff going on here tonight. Let's get you some scores from around the KJCCC here on this Tuesday night around the conference. A Wednesday night around the conference. I'm mixing up days now. I'm mixing up radio stations. This has been a poor performance from me.
Are you okay?
I will apologize.
Are you all right?
I don't know. I can't promise that I am okay, but I also don't want to say that I'm not because I think that would be making an excuse.
That is true.
So let's get into scores around the KJCCC on this Wednesday night, Chris.
There we go.
We get it started with Neosho County, who wins 89-46 over Ottawa JV. And, of course, you also have the Cali Tigers in action. That one just underway. They're playing a really good Tonkawa team. Tonkawa's got the #1 scorer in the country. Javante Campbell, through 3 games, averaging 36 a game. He put up 47 his last time out.
Ooh. Goodness.
That'll be a good game. Cali looks strong early on, but that'll be a tough test against Tonkawa.
Oh, no doubt. Wow.
Also, Independence in action against Connors State College. That is a 1-point game in the first half. Connors State up 17-16. On the women's side, Cali in action tonight as well. Cloud County got the win over Concordia, 80-57. So nothing new, Chris. It's the Jayhawk. All the teams are good. All the teams win a lot.
Yep.
And we won't really know who's good and who's not until they start playing each other.
That's true.
That's really all. That's what it comes down to. On our family of stations, we have the Jayhawks coming up on Saturday when they take on Texas Tech. 9:30 pregame, 11 o'clock kickoff. Chris, KU all the way up to number 16 in the nation. How about that? Good for good for Coach Leipold and the Jayhawks.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
2 great back-to-back seasons.
No doubt. Back-to-back, like you said, 6 wins last year, 7 wins this year. Could be 8 or 9, depending on how the season ends. And then, of course, you also have K-State taking on Baylor. That'll be a noon pregame, 2 o'clock kickoff on Saturday from Manhattan. We also have college basketball underway, and both K-State and KU in action on Friday. K-State back at home after losing in Las Vegas. They will take on the Bellarmine. Bellarmine is their home opener from Bramlage Coliseum. And then we have Tyler Perry, by the way, former Red Raven, 22 points in his K-State debut. Not a bad day at the office.
Yeah, that would work.
And then the Kansas Jayhawks, of course, we know how good they are. And they take on Manhattan, the entire city of Manhattan, from Lawrence on Friday night.
And they'll probably still beat them.
They'll probably still beat them.
Yeah, everybody from Manhattan.
You could bring the entire city of Manhattan. I still don't think you'd beat Hunter Dickinson.
That's true. I just wonder, how many numbers can he put on a jersey because, Manhattan's kind of big, but who knows?
Yeah, we'll see.
I guess so.
We'll see. But this has been the Red Raven halftime show presented by our friends at Community State Bank. Both teams on the floor here for the second half. We expect a good one. But Chris, very quickly, while the teams return to action, what's one thing each team needs to do to win this game in the second half?
Defensive rebounding. They got to find somebody who can take on Belton when he is in the game because whether it's Isaac Jackson has done the best job so far in the first half of going up against Belton and keeping him from not only being able to score, but he's doing a great job of boxing. I really think defensive rebounding is going to be the key to CCC getting this victory, because if they're getting the defensive rebound, those 10 offensive rebounds from NEO won't be able to get them.
Well, and I think Coach Herkelman probably made this point at the half. Ravens only shot 6 of 16 inside the three-point line in the first half. Shooting 11 of 24.5 from three is great. You'd love to shoot 46%. I don't think it lasts the entire game.
Right.
You got to find a way to score in other ways than just behind the arc.
No doubt about it.
It'll be Coffeyville ball as we see we're going to have the matchup that we were excited about to start the game again. Belton versus Cada. As Cada back in, he did pick up 2 early fouls, but now he's out there. 2 key Ravens with 2 fouls in this one so far. Cada, who picked up 2 early ones, and then don't forget, last possession of the first half, Chris Carroll picked up his second foul, so that's something else to keep an eye on. Raven basketball just underway, second half. Ravens up by 8. Janai Summers hands it off to Kofer. Kofer went 3 of 3 from downtown in the first half. Summers, nice move, trying to create some space. Kofer, 10 to shoot for the Ravens. Kofer works left, down low Jackson. Jackson to Carroll. Carroll fakes. Carroll sends it. Chris Carroll, a little bit strong. Battle for the rebound taken by Graham as he out-jumps Jackson, which is rare.
Yeah, that hardly ever happens.
This is LePray George Jr. And George Jr. gets it down low. This is number 30, Albert Wilson. Graham with it, 10 to shoot for the Norsemen, and they turn it over as Kofer comes up with the basketball. Javen hands it off to Summers. Summers the fake. Now Carroll with it on the right wing. Carroll gets it to Kofer. Kofer back to Carroll. Carroll trying to find some space in the defense. Now they get it down low to Jackson. Jackson tries to go up. Belton swats it. It'll stay with the Ravens. But Chris, something to keep your eye on. Of course, he's top 10 in the nation in scoring, so it's not a problem. He has 14 points. But Chris Carroll's taken 16 shots already tonight.
That's something
that is a lot of shots.
That's a lot of that's way more than he normally takes to get those points.
Chris Carroll currently on this game 5 of 16 shooting. So definitely his slowest game in terms of field goal percentage, but as Jackson hits the turnaround jumper, Jackson, like we said, on triple-double watch now, 9 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. As that layup on the other end is good from Wilson. So the answer from NEO makes it 50-42, 18.5 to go in this game.
Wilson looked like he went up expecting contact, and there was not, so it became an easy shot for him.
Chris Carroll. Down low. Cada going up, and Belton swats it, but Cada got it back and lays it in. And that's something we wouldn't have seen from BK last year. Didn't have the strength to stay in there and hang on. He hung in there after Belton blocked the first shot, went back up and put it in. Nice play by BK. 52-42. Ravens up 10, 18 to go. George Jr. hands it off to Wilson. Wilson guarded by Carroll. Carroll to Graham, and that's going to be a foul. Excuse me, no. I thought they called a reach on Isaac the way he reacted, but they are going to say that NEO stepped out of bounds, and that's a turnover. I don't know if I've ever seen a player for an opposing team look so disappointed in a turnover. Isaac looked heartbroken there. I thought he picked up a foul. Carroll has it on the right wing. Chris Carroll leads the Ravens with 14. Isaac Jackson not far behind. Summers down low. Isaac going at Belton. Now the double team comes. Summers driving. Summers goes up. Summers, tough shot and a foul. And Janai Summers will go to the free throw line. Chris, Janai Summers second on the team in scoring, the true freshman. Most of that damage done after half. He has been this team's best second half scorer. Chris Carroll gets the party started, and Janai Summers ends it.
Absolutely, and Summers going to the line, and the big news about this one, that's Belton's third foul.
It is Javarzier's third foul, so both bigs in a little bit of foul trouble here tonight. Cato with 2, Belton with 3, and we'll see Javarzier check out as Caden Carter returns. And that's not like it's much better for the Ravens. Of course, Belton's got the size, but Carter's been great, 7 points, and he's got a lot of speed. So this NEO team just about as deep as the Ravens are.
They can move, that's for sure.
Summers hits the first free throw, second one on the way. Up and good. And Chris, something that was not the case last year, but is the case so far through 3.5 games this year, this Ravens team really good at the free throw line.
Yeah, you got to love to see that just because with so many drives leads to so many free throws.
Bird hands it off to Carter, who goes up and lays it in. 9 points now for Carter. He's been great off the bench for NEO, and he cuts the lead back down to 10. Javen Kofer hands it off to Chris Carroll. Carroll's got 14 for the Ravens here tonight. Chris Carroll working left, handoff Kofer. Kofer back to Carroll. Carroll down low to Keita. Keita trying to get some space, puts up a shot, and hits. Boubacar Keita with a pair of scores in the second half. And with Belton out of the game, Chris, does Keita try to become dominant inside?
I'd love to see him get hot here in the second half.
Ravens applying pressure. George, 10-second violation. Big turnover forced by Coffeyville. And now we see for the first time tonight, Tobias Rowland, the sophomore out of OKC. Kofer hands it off to Carroll. Ravens with quick ball movement. We saw the assist numbers at the half. They love to move the ball quick. Jackson lost it, though. That one slid through his hands, and he's disappointed with himself. Summers trying to chase it down, but it's laid in by Rowland. And that's something that this NEO team, athletic, quick, good defense, making self-inflicted wounds will allow them to come back in this game. This Raven team's been great at limiting those mistakes so far this year. Got to keep it up for 16 more minutes. Jackson, Carroll attacking the baseline. Chris Carroll trying to kick it to Kofer. Kofer, a nice jump to go get that. 8 to shoot. Summers down low. Keita. Keita attacks, puts it up, puts it in. Boubacar Keita with 6 points after the half. And BK back out of foul trouble, and he looks good with Belton out of the game. Carter with the dunk on the other end.
That was
Chris,
an answer.
This last few minutes is feeling like Coffeyville Hutch, the speed they're going.
That's amazing to me.
58-48 with 15 and a half to go. Jackson skies for that ball. Summers, pull-up floater, good. We have got a lot of players in this game for both teams that can score the basketball. And that is going to be a blocking foul against Kofer, drawn by Locke.
I'm sure you remember as a media timeout.
Media timeout. We'll hear from you when we get back. 15-14 to go. Ravens 60, NEO 48. We're back in 60 seconds on US 98 and the Red Ravens Sports Network.
With help from Derailed Commodity. Update your flooring with the area's largest selection of in-stock carpet, luxury vinyl plank, tile, area rugs, and more in many styles, brands, and colors. New furniture always brightens a home. We have a great selection of furniture, including sofa sets, recliners, and mattresses. Economy to premium, in stock and ready to brighten your home. Shop now at your local Derailed Commodity Flooring and Furniture, Brazelton in Independence, Kansas, and Joplin and Butler, Missouri.
Got a car? Maybe a motorcycle or even a boat? Do you rent or own your own home? If you have any of these, call NDB in Coffeyville and then relax. NDB can protect your assets and save you money. They represent numerous insurance companies so that they can help you find the right insurance at the right price for you. NDB at 812 West 11th in Coffeyville. Call Ben Vietz at 62.
Ravens lead at 60-48. 15-14 to go. Dirk Andrews getting some popcorn. Good, well deserved. Well deserved for Mr. Dirk. I know he's been waiting for that since tip.
Do you remember the play? I think it was last year where it was Hulk Smash.
Gusto
Right?
Smash.
Gusto Smash, yes. I would love to see a play just for the fun of it called BK Smash. I think that would be fun.
What would that play called be called the Whopper?
Flame broiled.
NEO basketball down by 12. Albert Wilson spinning off Alvin Cole. Kick to the corner. 3-point shot from Locke is off. Rebound taken by Wilson. Both teams have done exceptional on the offensive glass. Wilson goes back up and scores. Nice double move. 10-point game. 14:50 to go. Ravens lead at 60-50.
And that's at least 11 offensive boards for NEO.
Brian Griffith back out there, as is CJ Smith, who sends the three here. And it rims out. It's Cole, Jackson, Smith, Griffith, and Carroll. Driving, Rowland, step back, got to step on Jackson and put it in. Tobias Rowland, that is elite offense.
And the lead, unfortunately, is single digits.
This NEO team, I have a feeling, to quote Edgar Allan Poe, Chris, will not go quietly into this good night. Carroll lost it going up. Rowland with the steal, up ahead to Bird. Bird finds Carter, who goes up and missed the dunk. Carter botched the dunk. And the Ravens coming back the other way, trying to take advantage.
Oops.
Griffith for three. Got it. 5-point swing. A missed dunk leads to a Griffith three. And what could have been 6 is now 11.
They will not go down without a fight. But man, this NEO team is good.
Albert Wilson backing down. He's been one of their better players tonight, and he draws the foul inside. Foul will be against Isaac Jackson. So Boubacar Keita getting a little bit of a breather here with Alvin Cole back in the game. And Keita in the first half, we didn't get to see much. Keita in the second half, Chris, looks very, very good.
Very good, absolutely.
Wilson, nice fake, gets it out to Bird. Ravens wanted a 3-second call. Carter in the corner. And Carter, Caden Carter, has maybe been the best scorer tonight for NEO. I believe he's up to 14 points now. As Jackson, that's intercepted by Bird. Bird coming the other way, lost it out of bounds. It will stay with NEO. 13-10 to go, and now, Chris, this Raven team starting to look a little bit like a bunch of new players.
A little bit. The game is closer than it's been in previous games, and you'll find out what you're made of in moments like this.
Well, with the first week of the season, it's easy to forget that this team is as young as they are. So we're inevitably going to see moments of inexperience, and I think one of those could be here in this stretch right here. As the drive by Locke, and a tough jump shot is good. The NEO deficit is trimmed to 6. Griffith brings it up, 12:47 to go, 63-57 Red Ravens. Griffith driving, floating, and fouled on the way up. I was about to say I would be stunned if they didn't call that. He took a hit to the head. And it is a foul on Carter that'll send Brian Griffith to the free throw line. Now, I don't have a stat sheet in front of me, so I could be wrong here, but I believe this is Brian Griffith's first trip to the free throw line this season. I don't think he's gone yet.
Oh, wow.
So we'll see how Brian does at the free throw line. Good three-point shooter, good scorer. I'd assume he's a pretty good free throw shooter as well. First one on its way, and good.
That one looks good.
Shooters can shoot. That's the rule.
True.
There are some exceptions, but for the most part, shooters can shoot. First one good for Griffith. Second one on its way, and good. Ravens lead back up to 8 on a pair of free throws from Brian Griffith. He scored the last 5 for the Red Ravens.
He's a basketball player.
CJ Smith guarding James Locke here. Locke, step back, tough three, and he got it. NEO is clicking on offense right now, and the lead is down to 5. 65-60. Can the Ravens weather the storm of the Golden Norsemen? Carroll looking for an answer. And off. Jackson got a hand on it, still up in the air and taken by Rowland. Chance for NEO to pull within one possession. Carter, Euro step, blocked by Chris Carroll. Ravens coming the other way. Nice spin move by Carroll. Carroll stops on a dime, gets it to Smith. Extra pass Griffith. Griffith the drive. Trying to get it to Jackson. Jackson the pass to Carroll. Carroll for 3. Got it!
Huge 3 by Carroll.
Chris Carroll with 17 points, and even on a night where he's not shooting as well as we've seen the first 3 games of the year, when you need a big shot, Chris Carroll is that dude for Coffeyville. Stolen by Griffith. Griffith has great speed ahead of the pack, and blocked from behind. Cleaning it up is CJ Smith. Still loose and taken by Rowland. Great recovery defense by NEO. Locke, Bird, both these teams playing crazy fast, and Locke misses the 3. Rowland had the rebound. It was wrestled away by Alvin Cole, and Rowland called for the foul. 11-12 to go. Media timeout. Ravens 68, NEO 60. Chris Carroll, big three. Ravens hanging on to a small lead. We're back in 60 seconds.
Physicians and providers focus on ways to keep you and your family when they're not. Our family medicine and women's health physicians are accepting new patients. We have convenient office locations in Coffeyville and Independence with extended and Saturday hours in Coffeyville. If you need a physician or need to make an appointment, please call 620-688-6566. That's 620-688-6566.
It's truck season at Roman Chevrolet. All 2023 Chevy Silverados qualify for 0% interest, no payments for 90 days, and $1,000 cash allowance for qualified buyers. We have a great selection of Silverados, and 2024 models are showing up daily. Roman Chevrolet will donate $5 to the American Cancer Society for every social media post shared. The goal is to donate $170,000. Test drive a new 2023 Chevy Silverado and check out the huge selection of pre-owned vehicles at Roman Chevrolet, 2313 West Main, Independence, your Silverado city.
Ravens 68, NEO 60 with 11. Here tonight, but don't forget the party's just getting started this week because we have 2 more games with the Lady Ravens coming up. Friday night at 7 against Haskell JV, and on Saturday, the Lady Ravens get their shot at NEO.
Man, what an exciting matchup that's going to be. And then, of course, the rematch next Wednesday.
And a little bit of friendly competition between the guys and girls here at Coffeyville. Chris, who's going to lose the first game? Neither one want to do it. Well, the Red Ravens,
tough to say.
The men's team is in a dogfight here tonight. We'll see if they can hang on. Kofor, top of the key, swings it to Griffith. Griffith has been great in the second half. Griffith back to Kofor. Brian, top of the key, deep three. Got it! Brian Griffith from downtown. That is the Owensboro High School all-time leading scorer, and he's got a big night tonight for the Red Ravens. Bird going at Cada, tries to hand it off, and it ends up back with Bird, and he scores on a little bit of a weird carom there.
The ball is definitely bouncing their way.
Under 10.5 to go. Ravens up 9, 71-62. Kofor with it. Griffith steps into another three. And Brian Griffith is red hot for the Ravens. Back-to-back triples.
Where did he shoot that from, Gigi's?
He shot that from the H on Jay Herkelman court.
Wow.
Bird hands it off. This is Obu. Obu led the team in scoring in the first half, has not scored in the first 10 minutes of this half. That jump shot bounces in, however. And there's the announcer's jinx at work. 9:59 to go, quick timeout. We'll stay here. Ravens 74-64. Chris, first half, Chris Carroll, 14 points. But he struggled a little bit with his shot tonight. We've seen Javen Kofor step up. And now here in the second half, what a great second half for Brian Griffith.
Yeah, 2 straight three-pointers for Brian Griffith. It's amazing to me how if one person is struggling a little bit with their shot, there's so many guys that can step up on this Red Raven team and just take over scoring. And as much as we say that, NEO is like the little gnat that just won't go away.
Yep.
It's just buzzing and buzzing and buzzing. And you swat it and it just won't go away.
And they still got Belton on the bench.
That's amazing to me that they've done a lot of their great work without Belton on the court.
No doubt. Now, you know Brian Griffith's dialed in right now because this coaching staff is very intense. And they get into the huddle, and the first thing they do while they're sitting there and Coach Herkelman's drawing up a play, Coach Odom goes over to Brian and daps him up. He's like, you're dialed in right now. Stay there.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I'll tell you what, the way Brian Griffith's playing right now, he might be the one that carries this team to a 4-0 start.
And that's great news because,
it's a different guy every night.
It is. As great as Carroll has been through that first week of the season, you don't want everybody to be able to focus on him. You want the defense to have to focus on whoever is on the floor, all 5 guys.
And we know at some point this year, Isaac Jackson and Boubacar Keita are going to be the leaders on this team. And it's been, I'm sure a weight off their shoulders, being the 2 returning sophomores, how good these freshmen have been off the bat. They feel like they don't have to be, the best players on the team all the time.
Exactly.
They can just play their game, and their game, more times than not, is going to help this team win a lot of games. Alvin Cole with it. Cole gets it back to Griffith. Ravens got 2 seconds to get it across the midline, and they do. And a foul is called. And that'll be on Obu. So that foul on the Houston freshman, Ranyo Obu. Carroll inbounds it here to Kofor. 9:45 to go. Ravens up by 10. Brian Griffith has been the star in the second half. Griffith has the top of the key. Back to Kofor. Kofor hasn't missed yet tonight. 3 of 3 from downtown. Carroll attacking. Carroll kicks to the corner for Kofor. Extra pass, Griffith. Griffith the drive. Alley-oop to Cole. No, Keita cleans it up. 8 points in the second half for BK. And the Raven lead is up to 12. Keita now challenges inside and fouls Seth Fitzgerald. Herkelman thought he went straight up. It will be third foul on Keita, but Chris, obviously you didn't want Keita to pick up his third foul, but that's a smart foul there. Fitzgerald was going to have an easy layup, and now Keita's going to make him earn it at the line.
And they've been able to tighten up, BK being able to tighten up and only get one foul so far in this second half.
Well, and the way he's been playing, you hope he doesn't pick up that fourth anytime soon, because there's still 9 minutes left.
Exactly right.
First free throw is good from Fitzgerald. And here comes Javarzier Belton back into the game for the Ravens, or as Red Raven fans may know him, Big Gusto back in the game. We were talking a little bit with Dirk Andrews at the half, Chris. He's going to have a big year. He's still just as strong. He looks faster as Fitzgerald knocks down the pair. He looks faster. He looks more confident, more aggressive. I think Belton's in for a big year. NEO fans should be very excited about their center.
No doubt about it. And if you're a basketball fan in general in this area, you'll be happy to watch him play.
Griffith trying to get rid of it, and he's fouled again. That one on Rowland. So Rowland's come off the bench and given them a nice spark, but he's also picked up 2 fouls. Kofor gets the inbounds pass. Kofor to Griffith. Ravens have 15. Carroll crossover move. Chris Carroll hands it off Griffith from the parking lot. Brian Griffith a little bit off on that one. That might have been from closer to half court than the 3-point line. Going up there and laying it in is Rowland. Alvin Cole nearly volleyball spiked that off the backboard. But the NEO deficit is down to 8. Like you said, Chris, this NEO team will not die here tonight.
Rowland is definitely tuned in.
Griffith hands it off to Kofor. And Kofor turns it over, trying to get it to Cole. Rowland with the steal, coming the other way. Obu, fake, drive, floater, in and out. And Keita able to knock it away from Belton, but Belton able to get it right back and go up and lay it in. Great play by Keita to get it away from Belton. Great play by Belton to steal it right back. 76-70, 8 minutes to go. Don't you dare think about touching that dial. Javen Kofor, Brian Griffith, quick attack, floater over Belton, a little bit off. Rebound taken by Fitzgerald. NEO a chance to cut it within 2 possessions. Rowland, Fitzgerald for 3. It is off. Rebound taken by Griffith. Cole lucky didn't pick up a foul. Griffith coast to coast, lost it on the way up, but a foul is called. And Brian Griffith will go to the free throw line. That foul will be on Rowland.
Looks like Isaac Jackson is getting ready to check back in.
And at this point in the game, we'll have a media timeout, but at this point in the game, close game, less than 8 to go. You want Isaac Jackson on that basketball court if you're Jay Herkelman. Red Ravens up 6. We're back in 60 seconds on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network.
Care of a loved one, wouldn't it be comforting to know that the owner is providing the care? Owner Stephanie Bean with Medical Lodges is proud to supply that tender care in Coffeyville. Skilled nursing services, rehabilitation, adult daycare, and much more are all offered. Visit medicallodges.com or stop by 2921 West 1st in Coffeyville and learn more. Medical Lodges Coffeyville, where they serve and enhance the lives of others with caring hands.
This is Meat Mountain, and up there on the summit awaits the all-new Filet-O-Lay Steak Bowl from Taco Mayo. A heaping bowl filled with Mexican favorites and literally erupting with filet mignon. The Filet-O-Lay Steak Bowl can be yours if you make it past Chuck's Steak Canyon and the deadly sirloin abyss. Filet mignon beckons, my friend, on the meaty, mighty pinnacle of beefdom. The Filet-O-Lay Steak Bowl from Taco Mayo. Welcome to Meat Mountain.
Jay Neal, Chris Freund alongside with me. US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network, the place to be here on this Wednesday night. And Chris, We're 24 hours removed from some election night coverage, and I thought I'd be more tired than I am, but this game's keeping me awake with the adrenaline.
This is the beef mountain of college basketball. No, what a great game.
Brian Griffith at the free throw line as we return from the break. And Chris, we talked about it before the break, but this has been Jay Herkelman's offensive weapon in the second half. Brian Griffith, one of the better high school scorers in all of college in high school basketball last year, comes to Coffeyville. We know what he's capable of. Was averaging 8 a game through the front week, but here tonight, this is the Brian Griffith that we think we're getting.
Absolutely, and I'm going to wait to say this for a second here. Showing off his skills from the free throw line.
There you go. That was nice to hold off on the announcer's jinx there.
I was not going to be that guy.
There was a very good chance he bricked it if you said it
exactly
5 seconds earlier. NEO down 78-70, 7.5 to go. Obu. Bird, down low Belton. Belton going at Keita. Keita with great defense and a travel against Belton. Belton tried to back down Boubacar Keita, but Boubacar said, I'm not going to let him be big brother tonight. Stood his ground, forced the turnover. Great defense by BK.
Yeah, great strength to hold his ground when you're going up against Belton. Holy cow.
Ravens with a chance to bring the lead back up to double digits. Griffith is swarmed as soon as he catches the ball. Summers. Isaac Jackson fakes, driving. Jackson up strong, missed it. Keita on the glass. BK lost it going up, got it back, and lost it again. These teams are going back and forth. Still battle for it as Griffith and Rowland hit the deck. Pass inside, Rowland going up, and Keita hits the deck hard. Hopefully BK's okay. That's going to be his 4th foul, but more importantly, we hope he's okay, and it looks like he is. Never good to see your big 6'10 forward go up in the air like that and land on your tailbone, but now that he looks like he's okay, Chris, we have 6:50, and Boubacar Keita only has 1 more foul tonight. So we're going to see Chris Carroll check back in, and I think we're going to see Isaac move to the 5.
And so far, so good for Isaac against Belton, defense-wise.
First free throw is no good from Rowland. Carroll in, Keita out. And he's moving around okay, but I know internally that hurt. That fall hurt.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
So hopefully BK's all right, but he has been very, very good in the second half on both ends of the ball. Second free throw from Rowland, up and good. 78-71, Ravens clinging to a 7-point lead as Javen Kofer brings the ball up with 6:40 to go. And Chris, we talked about it on opening night, Griffith and Kofer, the expectations that come with these 2 freshman point guards, and I think tonight we're seeing it at full potential.
I love having seen both of these players on the court at the same time. So many options.
Summers 3 a little bit strong, rebound taken by Obu. Chance for NEO to chip away. Fitzgerald attacking Jackson, nice Euro step, and Fitzgerald finishes over Isaac Jackson. Griffith hands it off to Kofer. Griffith steps up to the left wing. He's guarded by the bigger Obu. Kofer back to Griffith. Ravens trying to attack this zone with under 6 to go. Brian Griffith, Ravens up 5. Griffith stops on a dime, hands off Carroll. Carroll, could we see Chris Carroll down the stretch hitting big shots? 5 to shoot, Summers spinning, has to put it up. Very tough shot, and it's blocked, and the rebound collected by Belton. Great defense by Trayvon Bird. Stolen, though, right back by the Ravens. Summers attacking, going up, and blocked. Keita will come back in with 4 fouls. And Bird in transition, that's going to be an and 1. Trayvon Bird, elite defense on Summers, and then the and 1 on the other end. And Chris, if he hits this free throw, we have a 2-point game with 5.5 to go. This NEO team has battled back 3 or 4 times tonight from 10, 12-point deficits.
They just will not go away.
And I think we're beyond the point of go away now. They're right back in this.
Yeah, that's for sure.
5.5 to go. Bird at the free throw line, a chance to cut the lead to 2. Free throw is up and good. 78-76. Kofer, Griffith, Keita, Carroll, Jackson. The 5 out there for the Ravens. Will it be Griffith? Will it be Keita? Will it be Carroll? Who's got the big shots in them down the stretch? Kofer. And that pass jumped by Bird, but he couldn't keep it in bounds, and he collides with a couple students in the front row. Looks like everybody's okay. good to see.
No, definitely.
I think, I can't tell. Is that just a group of students, or is that a team down there? I can't tell.
It's hard to tell, yeah.
I see a knee brace on one of them, which makes me think athlete, but I'm not sure. 5:15 to go. Kofor hands it off to Griffith. BK gets a screen for Kofor. Kofor walking right, now back left. Ravens have 2 to shoot. Got to throw one up. Griffith got it off and missed it. Off the backboard. If that would have gone in, Nellis would have erupted. But great defense from NEO. And another possession there where the Ravens just looked like 2 new starters and 3 freshmen on the floor.
Yeah, that's true. That is definitely where the inexperience showed.
4:54 to go. NEO can tie or take the lead on this possession. Bird, Kofor right in his grill. Bird driving, lost it. Jackson and Kofor collide, and Bird's going to be called for the foul. Isaac Jackson took it away from Trayvon Bird, and great defense from maybe the Ravens' best defender. And we were talking about who's going to get the big scores, Chris Carroll or Brian Griffith. What we should be saying is who's going to get the big stops, and right now I think it's Isaac Jackson.
That's for sure. That is a big momentum changer, or at least has the ability to be the momentum changer right there.
And now that the Ravens are in the bonus, Javen Kofor heading to the free throw line. It is up. It is good. Coffeyville, through almost 4 full games, has been a very good free throw shooting team. But now, less than 5 minutes to go, close game, this is when it matters.
Absolutely.
Kofor at the line, second free throw is good. 2 big free throws from the freshman from San Marcos, Texas. He's got 11 tonight. Kofor guarding Rowland. Rowland attacking right, back to the left. Rowland trying to break down Kofor, attacking up strong, no. And the rebound collected by Chris Carroll. Poked from behind by Rowland. I don't think he could stay in bound. It's Red Raven basketball. 4.5 to go. Great defense by Kofor. Great rebound by Carroll. And great defense by the Ravens. So Coffeyville up by 4. By no means out of the woods yet. 4:23 to go. 80-76. Red Ravens with the basketball and the lead. Chris Carroll has 17. We have not called his name much since halftime. Carroll with it, guarded by Obu. Carroll steps back. Gets a screen from Isaac. Carroll. Stop, start, and good defense by NEO. Keita down low, had it poked, trying to go at Belton. Keita, hook shot, and he missed it. Battle for the rebound collected by NEO. 3:55 to go. Bird attacking Kofor. Bird throws it up and missed it. Got his own rebound and scores. Trayvon Bird gets the lead back down to 2 with another second chance score for NEO. 3:40 to go, 80-78 Red Ravens. Griffith has it on the left wing, hands it off to Kofor. Griffith back to Kofor. Kofor for 3, and a little bit short. Keita tried to keep that ball alive. The Ravens wanted him on the line. They say no, he stayed in bounds. The Raven coaching staff adamant that he stepped out. Bird, they wave it off. That'll be a foul on Kofor before the shot with 3:21 to go. Jay Herkelman is on the court upset about the fact that they thought NEO stepped out of bounds. 3:21 to go. Final media timeout of the night. Ravens clinging to a 2-point lead with just over 3 to go. We're back in 60 seconds on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network.
This is Community State Bank at work. This is Community State Bank at work. This is Community State Bank at work in our community. From kids' activities to school programs to funding home and business loans, every day Community State Bank is at work in our neighborhood. Whether you bank at Community State Bank or not, they're working for you every day. Community State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I'm Mike Avey, and at Community State Bank, we believe in Coffeyville.
Make your home more comforting with help from Derailed Commodity. Update your flooring with the area's largest selection of in-stock carpet, luxury vinyl plank, tile, area rugs, and more in many styles, brands, and colors. New furniture always brightens a home. We have a great selection of furniture, including sofa sets, recliners, and mattresses. Economy to premium, in stock and ready to brighten your home. Shop now at your local Derailed Commodity Flooring and Furniture, Brazelton and Independence, Kansas, and Joplin and Butler.
This game, Red Ravens leading 80-78 over NEO, trying to keep that perfect record on the line. And we've seen a back and forth battle all night long. We've seen the Ravens jump out to some leads, but we've always seen NEO come back. Now with 3:21 to go, Chris, the Ravens are going to have to hit some big shots and get some big stops.
It starts right here.
Rowland, and hand it off to Belton. Now Bird. Bird hit the shot that cut it down to 2. 10 to shoot for NEO. Bird trying to attack Chris Carroll behind the back. Bird hands it off to Obu. 5 to shoot. Great defense from the Ravens here. Obu way downtown, and it's short, and that's a shot clock violation. And that was great defense from Coffeyville.
And that could be a momentum shifter right there. That great defense usually leads to great offense for CCC.
Kofer brings it up. 2:50 to go. Ravens clinging to an ever so slight 2-point lead. Wednesday night in the Ville, the place to be. Griffith to Kofer. Kofer back to Brian Griffith. Griffith makes a move right, gets a screen, hands it off to Kofer. Extra pass Carroll. Carroll attacking. Carroll lost it. And are they going to say Raven basketball? They are. NEO coach that's Jeremy Jackson. He was a little confused that one of the Golden Norsemen touched it, but lucky for the Ravens, it stays with them. 8 to shoot. Pass to Carroll in the corner, sends it for 3, and missed it off the back iron. Jackson out-rebounded by Belton. Under 2.5 to go. Another chance for NEO to tie or take the lead. Seth Fitzgerald brings it across the midline, guarded by Isaac Jackson. Belton down low, going at Cada. Belton goes up. No. Blocked by Cada on the rebound. Third try is off. Belton again and ties it up. Javarzier Belton battles inside, and we're knotted at 80 with 2:03 to go.
4th time's the charm for Belton on that one.
Kofer, timeout, Jay Herkelman with 2:01 left. Javarzier Belton against his former team with the biggest bucket of the night. And we're knotted at 80 with 2 to go. What a big-time play by Javarzier Belton after it looked like Cada got the big-time block.
It's amazing to me, NEO has done really well at going fast and playing very good offensively when Belton was on the bench. But here in the last couple minutes, he has stepped up and made his presence known.
And something to keep your eye on as they go to the bench. Belton looks like he got poked in the eye. He is having a heck of a time over there trying to keep that eye open. I'm not sure if when he went back up if he got a finger in the eye, but Belton right now, he's rubbing his jersey on his eye. He's trying to blink it off, but could that be something that impacts him here in the final 2 minutes?
You're right. He does look like he's in visible discomfort.
I'm not sure if Javarzier wears contacts and that got poked, or if it's just a poke to the eye, but
Sure.
yeah, something's not right.
Right.
He is staying in the game. He just ran by Brian Griffith, and that looks like about 3 Brian Griffiths put together.
No doubt.
Carroll inbounds it to Griffith. Under 2 to go. We're tied at 80. Do the young Ravens have a big-time clutch win in their jeans? Griffith. Carroll fakes. Carroll lost it, got it back. Chris Carroll. Isaac Jackson. Griffith makes the shot.
Alone.
5 to shoot for the Ravens. Got to get a shot. Carroll. Back to Griffith. Got to put it up. He does. And he put it in! Brian Griffith for 3! Ravens take the lead, and the freshman with the shot of his career. Brian Griffith from way downtown. Ravens trying to get a stop. Fitzgerald rolling for the tie. Got it.
Wow.
What an answer from NEO. We're tied at 83. 1:10 to go. Griffith has been sensational in the second half. Kofer, Carroll the fake. Griffith, he is the hot hand for the Ravens. Under 1 minute to go. Kofer, Carroll, driving, trying to put up a shot. Cada tried to get a hand on it. Belton comes away with it. And NEO can take the lead with 45 seconds left. Can the Raven defense get their biggest stop of the season as Jeremy Jackson calls timeout? And now, Chris, the formula is simple. You get a stop and you get a shot for the win. Brian Griffith with the biggest shot of his Red Raven career. But what an answer from Tobias Rowland, and that's really been the story of the night. Just anything you can do, we can do just as well.
Yeah, and Rowland is definitely tuned in. You talk about Rowland Pianos always being in tune and always playing incredibly well. Yeah, you can talk about that with Mr. Rowland here tonight.
And he didn't even play in the first half. He was the guy they brought in the second half, and man, has he been a spark for them.
No doubt about it.
Of course, the big rebound by Belton. Keita got a hand on it, but Belton able to wrestle it away, and now NEO, if they desire, can hold it down to about 20 seconds left in this game and go for the lead. But like we said, Chris, Ravens get a stop, and all of a sudden you can go for the win.
Yeah, get a stop, make a bucket, get the
now,
win.
Here's a tough decision for Jay Herkelman. Chris Carroll's been your best player all year, and he's got 17 tonight. But if you get a shot for the win, do you go Carroll, or do you go Brian Griffith? I'm glad I'm not making that decision.
Exactly, but just looking at the evidence from this game, I think you have to go Brian Griffith if you're going to have to drop a game-winning shot here. But then again,
you got to get the stop first.
Mr. Carroll isn't a bad 1B.
You got to get the stop first.
That is true.
Well, the good news is all 5 guys that are out there for the Ravens right now, I feel good about hitting a shot. It's Jackson, Keita, Kofor, Griffith, and Carroll. 40 seconds to go. We're knotted at 83. Griffith went for the steal, and now the drive, and the layup is off. And battle for the rebound. Fitzgerald came away with it. Blocked by Keita. And the Ravens have the ball with the clock off. 22 seconds to go. Brian Griffith has the basketball. Ravens can win it. Crowd on their feet in Nellis Hall. Does Jay Herkelman call timeout with about 10 seconds to go? I feel like he has to. Griffith, 9. They're going to let him go, I think. Kofor, Griffith, Brian Griffith in his 4th career game. Hit the deck and out of bounds. Raven basketball with 1.3 to go.
And there's your timeout.
NEO, I think NEO wanted to travel when Griffith hit the deck, but Chris, what Jeremy Jackson didn't see is Griffith kept his dribble when he hit the deck and was able to get that pass off. That was an incredible play, almost Harlem Globetrotters-esque.
Well, if you watch them, you know what they can do. But goodness gracious, to be able to do that in the middle of a game with the game on the line.
And
wow.
now I'll tell you what's being drawn up right here. At least I think 2 screens are going to be set for Chris Carroll and for Brian Griffith. Whoever gets a better look off the screen is getting the shot. Because really, with 1.3 left, all you have time to do is catch and put up a shot.
Yeah, catch and shoot, and definitely. But really, 1A, 1B, it doesn't matter. Both of them have played really well tonight. You're confident with either one taking the shot.
It was Fort Scott last year. Is it NEO tonight that pushes the Ravens to overtime, or do we have our first ever game-winning buzzer beater in my time here as the voice of the Ravens? I'm rooting for the second one.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know about you, Chris. I'm rooting for number 2, and I think the crowd at Nellis here is as well.
This crowd is ready to erupt with this.
They're already on their feet. This is going to be, I don't care if it's Griffith, Carroll, Isaac Jackson. I don't care if BK hits one from half court.
Right.
If this goes in, this crowd, we're going to hear pandemonium in Nellis Hall.
No doubt about it.
And unfortunately, it's not just for John Leonard's birthday.
No, although it could be.
It could be for part of it.
But not all of it.
So we'll see what Jay Herkelman in year number 29 draws up for a potential game-winning shot here for the Ravens. Tie game 83, 1.3 to go. Javen Kofor will inbound. Who gets the shot? And NEO calls timeout. This is a chess match, back and forth. Let's see what you're coming out in. We'll show you what we're coming out with, and Red Raven fans booing NEO for that, but that's smart.
It is.
But I understand why the Raven fans are restless. They just want to see the shot go up.
No doubt about it. I mean, who was leading the booing but the baseball team? There's no timeouts in baseball.
You think in this 30 seconds we have enough time to get Kylie Ortiz in a jersey over there?
It's possible.
Because I'd want her taking the shot. And I think she'd welcome taking the shot.
Yeah, I don't think she has a problem doing that.
Look at this. We've got the tomahawk chop in Nellis Hall here. Crowd on their feet. One of the best atmospheres we've seen all year. The Red Ravens and NEO are tied at 83. Coffeyville basketball, 1 second left. This for the win. Javen Kofor to inbound. Throw it up. Carroll, it's deflected, and we will have overtime in Nellis Hall. NEO hangs on, and we have bonus basketball, 83-83. Put a 5 minutes up there. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Bonus basketball on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network.
You workforce ready at one of our technical campuses, be a student athlete, join an honors program or an activity, have a voice with student government, and be involved with student life events. Our school believes in our red and white traditions, providing you with a quality education and preparing you for the next journey in life. Once you experience our campus, you know you've made the right choice. Let us help you make our story your story and become Raven proud.
If you could use a little help around the house, Windsor Place At-Home Care is the perfect solution for you. Their caregivers are prepared to help you with laundry, meals, housekeeping, shopping, and more. These helpful services are so reasonably priced, you can afford to pay for them yourself. In many cases, long-term care insurance or other sources provide assistance with the cost. Home is where the help is. Call Windsor Place At-Home Care, 800-982.
In Coffeyville as the Red Ravens and NEO enter overtime, tied at 83. I'm Shane Neal, Chris Freund alongside with me. Chris, you know, the stress in me is saying I wanted Coffeyville to end it in regulation, but the basketball fan in me is saying I wanted bonus basketball.
Yeah, as great as these two teams have played, isn't it nice to get 5 more minutes as a fan?
Now, the only thing you have to be worried about if you're a Red Raven fan is Boubacar Keita playing another 5 minutes with 4 fouls.
Right.
Because Keita has been sensational since halftime. And obviously that is a player you do not want to have to lose. Jackson and Belton will jump. And Belton wins the tip for NEO. Tied at 83, 5 minutes on the clock. Golden Norseman basketball. And this is Obu backing down Brian Griffith. Griffith has been the best scorer for the Ravens tonight. Obu the floater, got it. Obu has been great for NEO tonight, the freshman out of Houston. 85-83, NEO, the 2-point lead. Kofer. Zone defense here from NEO as they've played for much of the night. Brian Griffith, Kofer. Griffith attacking, kicks it to Carroll, very tough shot. And they wanted a foul, they didn't get it. They call that a clean block. So NEO gets a score, gets a stop. As Chris Carroll still looking for that first big shot as a Raven. Obu. Belton. Belton goes up. Jackson with the help defense, but it ends up with Bird, and he throws it up and in, and that's just poor luck there by the Ravens. They did what they had to do for Belton, and the ball just ends up with Trayvon Bird, who puts it in. 87-83, Ravens down by 4. Griffith for 3. Got it! Brian Griffith has erupted in the second half and overtime of this game. And the Ravens just like that back within 1. Big screen from Belton. Griffith staying right there with Obu. And Chris, you see it in his eyes right now. Brian Griffith is dialed in. Griffith staying right there with Obu, and now a reach-in foul. That'll be on Chris Carroll.
Yeah, Brian Griffith dialed in both offensively and defensively. It's amazing to watch him work both sides of the ball.
Brian Griffith. This is absolutely the player that Jay Herkelman thought he was bringing to Coffeyville. And he has been nothing short of spectacular. So both teams in the bonus. Obu, the freshman, with the biggest free throws of his college career. First one is good. 88-86. For the most part tonight, both teams have shot very well at the line.
The one thing you're going to have to watch now, another thing you're going to have to watch is Chris Carroll now has 4 fouls.
Absolutely. The further we go into this one, the more players are going to be in foul trouble. Carroll and Keita both with 4 for the Ravens. Both free throws good from Obu, and the freshman out of Houston has been very impressive tonight. 89-86, NEO has scored 6 points so far in overtime. The Ravens, a 3-pointer from Brian Griffith. Griffith has it here on the left wing. Kofer gets a screen from Jackson, attacks, tries to get it to Keita. Keita couldn't get it cleanly, got it back. And a timeout taken. BK couldn't handle the pass initially, but a great scrappy play to get the ball back and get the timeout off so the Ravens can reset.
It's amazing to me how he was able to get that ball and control it basically in between the left and right leg of Belton. Somehow he was able to get it back to himself.
I don't know. Between Belton and Cada tonight, both have been pretty good. I don't know if I could pick a clear, undisputed winner, but I would definitely say Cada lived up to his promise that he would hold his own this time around.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And it's amazing to me just thinking out loud here. Not only do we have this great game tonight, but they're going to face each other again in 7 days.
Yeah. Doubleheader down in Miami. Ladies up first, guys right after.
Holy cow.
And then, if that's not enough fun for you, we start conference play on Saturday next week.
Wow.
So I'll tell you what. You will not have any boring nights watching Red Raven basketball.
No, that's for sure.
And the further we move into this game, Chris, the more I'm feeling you need a big shot. You go to Brian Griffith right now.
Yeah, no doubt.
Kofor inbounds it to Carroll. Under 3 minutes to go in overtime. Ravens down by 3. Cada. Handoff Kofor. Kofor to Griffith. 3 to shoot. Got to put it up. Griffith steps into one and off. No good. And the Ravens do not get a score on that possession. Herkelman frustrated with Kofor for not recognizing the situation there. As here comes Obu. Ravens trying to keep it a one-score game. Belton down low. Got positioning on Cada. Throws it up. Missed it. Battle for the rebound, and Carroll ripped it away from Belton, but it's stolen and laid in by Obu. And Obu has made play after play in overtime, and it's 91-86. The light's not too bright for that freshman. Kofor, Griffith, guarded by Obu. The two best players in this second half. Kofor, Carroll, Obu. Another late possession, Cada. That one off. Ravens now under 2 to go. Down by 5. And need a stop. This is Roland. And now NEO going to burn some clock with a 2-score lead. Trying to get it down low to Belton. Cada and Jackson trying to put pressure on Javarzier Belton. Bird the drive. Carroll ripped it away. It's taken by Griffith. Griffith attacking right at Obu. No good. No foul call. Carroll to Kofor for 3. And that one is off. Jackson battles for it and kept it alive, but throws it to Roland. And Roland stepped out of bounds. What a sequence there. .119 to go. Ravens down 91-86. Carroll had a great pass to Kofor. Kofor couldn't hit the shot, but Roland stepped out of bounds. Ravens get a second chance. Carroll fakes. Trying to attack on Bird. Going right at Belton, and a foul is called late. And that might be Belton's night. Did he have 3 or 4? I could not remember.
I believe he had 3.
And they're going to call it on Bird anyway, but that's Bird's 4th. And Carroll will go to the line. Chris Carroll has not had the same success shooting that he had last week. Still 17 points, though, for the Ravens' leading scorer. And now he has some big free throws here. First one good.
It's amazing to say you have 18 points and have an off night.
So that usually says you're a pretty good player.
Absolutely it does.
Jay Herkelman called Chris Carroll the best free throw shooter on this team. This is a big one. And he got it. Ravens back within 1 score, 91-88, minute 5 to go. Under a minute to go. Carroll staying with Bird. Griffith is on Obu. 12 to shoot for NEO. Ravens need a stop desperately. Belton. Instant pressure from Jackson, and a foul is called. That will send Belton to the free throw line. It'll be a 1-and-1 as Isaac Jackson picks up the foul, Chris. And Belton's 2 for 2 at the line today, but a big problem for Javarzier Belton last year was he struggled at the free throw line and only getting 1 guaranteed free throw here with a lot of pressure. Ravens may be hoping for a missed free throw. Belton's free throw is up and it's off. Rebound Cada. Ravens down 3. Griffith walks across the midline. 38 seconds to go. Ravens down 91-88. Griffith, Kofer, Brian Griffith. Ravens with quick ball movement. Jackson attacking. Floater. Good. Isaac Jackson makes it a 1-point game. Shot clock is off. Ravens will need to foul or get a steal. As Obu crosses the line, Griffith swarming him, and finally the foul is called. That'll send Obu to the line. Obu has been sensational tonight, but Chris, this is about as big as a free throw gets for a freshman.
Yeah, you can't get much bigger than this, that is for sure. Just going back to the Belton free throw that was missed. Isaac Jackson and Belton having a fun little exchange there, if you can have a fun exchange here in overtime.
Obu with a big free throw here. It is up. It is good. Ronyo Obu has been electric tonight, the freshman out of Houston, and he's hit some big free throws here in overtime. This one to make it a 3-point game. 19 seconds to go. Belton is playing back. He's not going for a rebound. Second free throw is good. 93-90. Inbounds goes to Javen Kofer. A 3 would tie, a 2 would cut it to 1. Kofer, Griffith, timeout. 12.9 to go. Jay Herkelman wants to talk it over. I wouldn't even think about going to break right now. Why would I do that?
No way.
No shot.
No way.
And it looks like, Chris, we're going to see Janai Summers check into the game, as well as CJ Smith. We're going to see Coach Herkelman put in his best 3-point shooters.
You got to have it.
Griffith, you have to think Griffith would be out there. You have to think Carroll will be out there. But maybe going with a little bit of a smaller lineup, moving Isaac to the 5 and having CJ and Janai with Griffith and Carroll. That's kind of what I'm thinking here.
Absolutely, because Isaac has played very good defense on Belton.
And Isaac's their best rebounder. In case you miss a shot and you have time to get a second chance, I think Isaac Jackson's your best bet to get that second chance.
Absolutely.
The 3-0 Red Ravens, their undefeated home record is on the ropes. They're down by 3 with 13 seconds to go. They have the basketball with a chance to tie against NEO. We have had a fantastic game for you here on this Wednesday night. Ravens trying to push it to potentially double overtime. Inbound to Griffith. 10 to play. Griffith driving, kicking. Summers for the tie. It is off. Jackson trying to clean it up. Missed it. Bird comes out of the pack with the basketball, and he will go up and lay it in, and that will do it. NEO is going to come to Nellis Hall and knock off the Ravens in overtime. And the young Coffeyville team, led by Jay Herkelman, suffer their first defeat in 2023. 95-90 in overtime. And Javarzier Belton gets a little bit of revenge in his return to Nellis Hall. Final score again, NEO 95, Coffeyville 90. Red Raven postgame show coming up. Let's step away for 3 minutes. We'll break it down when we come back. And we'll also hear from a member of the coaching staff. That's just around the corner. Ravens come up short in this one. They now sit at 3-1 on the season. The postgame show starts in 3 minutes on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network.
Home. If you have any of these, call NDB in Coffeyville and then relax. NDB can protect your assets and save you money. They represent numerous insurance companies so that they can help you find the right insurance at the right price for you. NDB at 812 West 11th in Coffeyville. Call Ben Vietz at 620-251-1970 and relax.
At CRMC Medical Group, our primary care physicians and providers focus on ways to keep you and your family in good health, as well as care for them when they're not. Our family medicine and women's health physicians are accepting new patients. We have convenient office locations in Coffeyville and Independence with extended and Saturday hours in Coffeyville. If you need a physician or need to make an appointment, please call 620-688-6566. That's 620-688-6566.
It's truck season at Roman Chevrolet. All 2023 Chevy Silverados qualify for 0% interest, no payments for 90 days, and $1,000 cash allowance for qualified buyers. We have a great selection of Silverados, and 2024 models are showing up daily. Roman Chevrolet will donate $5 to the American Cancer Society for every social media post shared. The goal is to donate $170,000. Test drive a new 2023 Chevy Silverado and check out the huge selection of pre-owned vehicles at Roman Chevrolet, 2313 West Main, Independence, your Silverado City.
When you need to rely on a nursing facility for the care of a loved one, wouldn't it be comforting to know that the owner is providing the care? Owner Stephanie Bean with Medical Lodges is proud to supply that tender care in Coffeyville. Skilled nursing services, rehabilitation, adult daycare, and much more are all offered. Visit medicallodges.com or stop by 2921 West 1st in Coffeyville and learn more. Medical Lodges Coffeyville, where they serve and enhance the lives of others with caring hands.
This is Community State Bank at work. This is Community State Bank at work. This is Community State Bank at work in our community. From kids' activities to school programs to funding home and business loans, every day Community State Bank is at work in our neighborhood. Whether you bank at Community State Bank or not, they're working for you every day. Community State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I'm Mike Avey, and at Community State Bank, we believe in Coffeyville.
Taco Mayo's new Filet Olay Steak Bowl is piled high with filet mignon.
It's filet mignon.
A heaping bowl loaded with refried beans, Mexicali rice, cheddar jack, sour cream, and tender filet mignon.
It's filet mignon.
Filet mignon. Filet mignon.
Filet mignon. Filet mignon.
Savor the juicy Filet Olay Steak Bowl stacked with filet mignon and only from Taco Mayo.
That's a wrap.
No, that's a bowl.
Ravens come up short for the first time in 2023, 95-90 in overtime. The final as NEO comes into Nellis Hall and gets a big-time win to move to 3-2 on the season. I'm Shane Neal, Chris Freund alongside with me. And Chris, first thing that pops out to me when I look at this is, a team that started off the year shooting the basketball so well, a team full of young guys that have really stepped in and been stars right off the bat. They hit their first cold stretch of the year. They shot 34% in the second half, just 28% in overtime, and as they got cold, NEO got hot. And, that's some growing pains you're going to go through when you're such a young team.
Oh, absolutely. With 12 new players on the team, yeah, you're going to have stretches like this when things aren't falling like you are used to them falling in the first first week of the season. But players stepping up, keeping it close no matter what, and it just came down to just a few little intricacies that I know Coach Herkelman is going to be working on over the next week.
Yeah, you got some time as your next game is against this NEO team again down in Miami in 7 days for the guys. And, something that, is a positive spin from this, Chris. Another great day at the line from the Ravens, 13 of 13. They did not miss a free throw all night.
Yeah, that is absolutely huge. And you would like to see the team get a little more to the line, especially, as you got later in the second half and then into overtime. It's just something they weren't able to get done. But still, yeah, perfect from the line. Can't complain about that a bit.
No doubt about it. Let's look over the stats for both teams. NEO ends up shooting 48% from the floor, 36% from three, 79% from the line. Ravens 38% from the field, 41% from three, 100% from the line. 41 threes taken today by Coffeyville. I think the coaching staff will tell you they want that number to be a little lower.
Right.
Leading scorers for NEO tonight, 21 for Ranyo Abu. And Chris, I was so impressed with Abu tonight.
So composed, so able to take the best shot, but yet when he wasn't taking the shot, he was able to dish it out. What did he? Well, he didn't have any assists that I thought of, but I thought he made great passes to open up to other players.
He did, and 16 points for Caden Carter, 15 for Traven Bird. Bird had 15 and 9 rebounds. NEO ended up winning the rebound battle in the second half. They ended up winning that rebound battle 48-39, and we said that would be a deciding factor, and it did end up looming large here in this one. For the Ravens, Brian Griffith had his best day as a Raven, 22 points, 11 points, 7 assists for Javen Kofor, 19 for Chris Carroll, 7 rebounds, but Carroll struggled from the field for the first time tonight, 6 of 23. Isaac Jackson had 11, 10, and 5. And Boubacar Keita, who played in limited time in the first half due to foul trouble, he finished with 8 and 4 with a blocked shot. So the Ravens come up short, 95-90 in overtime, and they'll get a chance to correct it. And, the best part of playing a home-and-home with a team, Chris, is you get a chance to get payback right off the bat. You don't have to wait until next year to get payback. You don't have to schedule them down the road to get payback. You can go to their place and win next week and call it even.
Absolutely. And it's 7 days away. 7 days. And this team is going to be focused for the next 7 days, ready for this rematch.
Well, and you know that at the same time, looking at it from both ways, Chris, that even though Coffeyville's going to be fired up to go into Miami and get revenge, NEO, after losing to Barton, losing to Hutch, just knocked off a Coffeyville team that everybody thinks is one of the best young teams in the country. And now they're fired up, and they know they're deserving to be nationally ranked, and I'm sure they're going to want to protect their home court as well.
No doubt about it. So you thought tonight's game was great, overtime matchup with a win for NEO. Wait till next week.
No kidding.
Wow.
Ravens end up, like I said, perfect at the free throw line. 48-39 was the final rebound total with NEO winning that one. Ravens end up dishing out 20 assists. The turnover number's still pretty good for the Ravens, only 10 turnovers tonight, but 8 blocked shots by the NEO team. Javarzier Belton finished with 8 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 blocks. So nice return for Javarzier. Only shot 3 of 11, but Chris, it felt like his impact was much bigger than that 3 of 11 shooting.
He did make a huge impact on the defensive side of the ball, but then again, NEO was able to produce really good offensively without him on the floor. So you got that combination of him being on and off the floor, and it leads to a very good NEO team with a win here tonight.
It definitely does. Ravens 95-90 come up short here tonight. They are 3-1 on the season. NEO improves to 3-2 on the campaign. Let's take a little 3-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have more on the Red Raven postgame show. It's US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network.
You can be you. We can make you workforce ready at one of our technical campuses, be a student athlete, join an honors program or an activity, have a voice with student government, and be involved with student life events. Our school believes in our red and white traditions, providing you with a quality education and preparing you for the next journey in life. Once you experience our campus, you know you've made the right choice. Let us help you make our story your story and become Raven proud.
If you could use a little help around the house, Windsor Place At-Home Care is the perfect solution for you. Their caregivers are prepared to help you with laundry, meals, housekeeping, shopping, and more. These helpful services are so reasonably priced, you can afford to pay for them yourself. In many cases, long-term care insurance or other sources provide assistance with the cost. Home is where the help is. Call Windsor Place At-Home Care, 800-982-1866.
Make your home more comforting with help from Derailed Commodity. Update your flooring with the area's largest selection of in-stock carpet, luxury vinyl plank, tile, area rugs, and more in many styles, brands, and colors. New furniture always brightens a home. We have a great selection of furniture, including sofa sets, recliners, and mattresses. Economy to premium, in stock and ready to brighten your home. Shop now at your local Derailed Commodity Flooring and Furniture, Brazelton in Independence, Kansas, and Joplin and Butler, Missouri.
$95-90 the final score in overtime as NEO gives the Red Ravens their first loss of the season. Shane Neal, Chris Freund alongside with you, and now we're joined by Coach Jake Odom as we recap this one. And Coach, first thing that really, the first, theme of this one, I know it's not a fun lesson to learn, but I think with a team with 11 freshmen and 12 new players, this was an inevitable lesson that was going to be learned. I mean, there's going to be some growing pains, especially early in the season. And I think, your team, after such a hot start and such a hot stretch to start the year, maybe had that first experience of this is a lot of new guys playing basketball together.
Oh, yeah. Made a couple costly turnovers. I thought we played hard, though. But, got to give credit to NEO. Their zone is a little bit different, a little funky. They rebounded the ball well, and, we had some crucial turnovers late. And for the most part, we took care of it, only having 10 turnovers. But, it's disappointing. But, hopefully it's a lesson for us, and we play them next game, so we'll be able to check out the tape and see what we can do.
Absolutely. Quick chance at some revenge. But, Coach, something that we saw tonight for maybe not the first time, but his best performance as a Red Raven, Brian Griffith, really took off in the second half, hit some big shots for you in the fourth quarter or in the second half and overtime. And, I think that's the kind of player that I'm sure that this coaching staff feels like Brian can be, an elite scorer at the high school level. We know he's the all-time leading scorer in his high school's history, and he just feels like that kind of player that, if he gets into a groove and he gets a little bit of confidence at this level, he can be a guy that can hit some big shots for you in big games.
Yeah, he's a tough player. He was sick last weekend, so he's kind of just getting back from that. But he's a big shot maker. That's what we liked about him. That's why we brought him in here. And, we believe in him, and it's been a little bit of a slow start. But with this game, hopefully he gets him going. But, 22 points, hit 6 threes. He's a great player for us. Just unfortunate we couldn't get the win for him in this game.
Coach, you had 14 assists as a team in the first half, and a lot of things were going well. Only 3 turnovers. In the second half, you had 7 turnovers and only 6 assists. So what was it? I mean, they were playing zone defense most of the night, but what changed in the second half for this group that, in the first half they were sharing the ball well, on pace for almost 30 assists, and in the second half a lot more felt like ISO ball and a lot of late shot clocks and tough contested shots?
Yeah, we just got stagnant, and they mix up that zone with some traps, and, I think we got a little too careful at some points. But, yeah, the ball didn't pop as much in the second half, and, I thought that made it more difficult for us to be able to get open looks. Shooting 34% in the second half. So, that's the good thing about being able to watch the film and being able to play them again so soon, that we'll be able to learn from this and grow and, be able to move on.
And, Coach, final thing I have for you, and appreciate your time as always. You end the game with 41 three-point shots taken. You shot 41%, but 41 obviously seems like an extremely high number. In the first 3 games, something that's been very impressive about your team is the different dynamic ways that you can score. Inside with BK and Isaac, outside with CJ and Janai, and then guys like Javen and Brian slashing. I mean, there's multiple dimensions to this offense, but tonight almost felt like you maybe got a little bit too three-point trigger happy. And is that something that this coaching staff is going to address? I'm sure you don't want to see 43-point shots being taken unless half of those are going in.
Well, if you're making 41%, that's not a bad rate on that. But, yeah, we got to get paint touches, whether it's off the bounce, whether it's throwing it in there with BK. We got a little stagnant with that tonight, kind of hiding in the short corner. But, you gotta have some type of presence down there. And, obviously we'll look to do that as the year goes on. But 41 threes, that's a lot. But 41% is not bad.
No, not at all. And Coach Jake Odom and the Red Ravens look to bounce back. They'll head to Miami to take on the NEO Golden Norsemen again next week. Coach, thanks so much for the time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate Coach Odom joining us here on the Red Raven post-game show. And, Chris, before we put a bow on this one, any closing thoughts for you as we wrap this one up?
A young team learning how to play together. It's amazing that they played as well as they have in the first week of the season and now into the next couple of weeks. We know they're going to rebound. We know they're going to bounce back, and we know that the team that we saw in the first week and the team that we saw here tonight won't even hold a candle to the team we're going to see at the end of the season.
Well, and something that impresses me, something that I'm already seeing here as we wrap up, and something that we saw on Saturday as well after the Southwestern game. Janai Summers and CJ Smith were going to lift after the game was over, and now here tonight we see Alvin Cole and Janai over there getting a speaker set up, and Chris, they're going to go right back there and they're going to get to work as soon as this game's over.
Absolutely.
You got to love the fire and the motivation in this team.
Yeah, there is no quit in this team, that's for sure.
Absolutely not. Red Ravens fall 95-90 in overtime. A young team gets its first hard lesson. We'll see if they bounce back from it when we're back in action with more men's basketball next Wednesday on US 98. Our next presentation on the Red Raven Sports Network Friday night, when the Lady Ravens are back at Nellis Hall against Haskell JV. We'll get to see Kai 3 Ortiz for the first time since her Division I college commitment.
Can't wait to see that. Always a fun time at Nellis on a Friday night in Coffeyville.
No doubt about it. Big thanks to Nick Bryan back in the studio. Big thanks to Andrew Elrod and his staff for all the hard work they do. For Chris Freund to my right, I'm Shane Neal saying so long from Nellis Hall. Final score 95-90. And we'll talk to you on Friday night on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network.